and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. The 3 p.m. hour is presented by First Liberty Building and Loan. XTRA 106.3 is committed to bringing you the local and national perspective you need and hearing your voice leading up to the election.
So many more questions about the assassination attempt on Donald Trump's life. Who better to answer the questions of what went wrong? A man that was an Army special operator, was a breacher, a sniper, a guy that has done counterintelligence. Seth Yon, he joins us this morning.
When we hear that the shooter was on the roof or that they've seen him for 30 minutes, how did they not get him off the stage?
You're asking all the right questions and all the questions that most Americans want answered right now. The thing that the Secret Service do really, really well at is in their advance work. They conduct what are called TVASs. These are conducted weeks in advance. Like, you could take any 10-year-old Call of Duty player, put him on that field and say, hey, which vantage point do you think is the greatest turn here? 9 out of 10 of them would point to that spot and say, yeah, probably over there, sir.
Yeah.
You know?
Good Fortnite players.
Proud to be Atlanta's conservative news and talk station. XTRA 106.3 and the XTRA app.
The Vice President's first public remarks about the Trump assassination attempt. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. At a campaign event in Michigan, Vice President Kamala Harris calls the shooting a heinous and cowardly act.
My husband Doug and I are thankful he was not seriously injured. That day, as soon as we saw what was happening, we said a prayer for his well-being.
She also repeats President Biden's call for unity.
And there must be unity around the idea that while our nation's history has been scarred by political violence, violence is never acceptable. There can be no equivocation about that.
But Harris is also calling for a vigorous and civil exchange of ideas as the campaign continues. President Biden will speak to Latino supporters in Las Vegas today, just hours after another Democrat defection in Congress from California Congressman Adam Schiff.
He says in the LA Times, the choice to withdraw from the campaign is President Biden's alone, but that he believes it is time for Biden to pass the torch and secure his legacy of leadership by allowing another Democrat to beat Trump. And remember, Biden is saying he's not going to leave, but it could happen. The DNC is delaying those plans to possibly nominate President Biden virtually before the convention.
Fox's Peter Doocy at the White House. The DNC Rules Committee says no virtual voting would happen before August 1st. Lawmakers getting virtual briefings today from the FBI and Secret Service. Fox's Chad Pergram on the Hill.
There are two levels of exasperation among lawmakers. First, how did the Secret Service fail in such breathtaking fashion? And secondly, lawmakers are seething about a dearth of information. House Speaker Mike Johnson intends to fix that.
The House Speaker plans a special task force. The House Oversight Committee chair just issuing a subpoena for the Secret Service director to appear at a Monday hearing. America is listening to Fox News.
Donald Trump Jr. here. Since January of 2021, the cost of living has increased by 17.9%. You can't get that money back, but you can stop your losses by diversifying into a gold IRA from my friends at Birch Gold Group. To learn more, get your free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word PROTECT to 989898. That's PROTECT to the number 989898 to get your free info kit from Birch Gold right now.
Message and data rates may apply.
Madam Giselle senses something big coming.
Is it a career change?
Everything looks wet.
I'm going to be a swim teacher.
There's a roof.
A swim teacher who also does roofing.
No, the roof of your RV has a leak and it's ruining the furniture.
Oh, that's okay. I'm covered by Progressive. But maybe I'm a swim teaching roofer who makes furniture.
Customize your coverage with Progressive's Roof Protection Plus and be prepared for the unexpected. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Roof Protection Plus available for RVs less than 6 years old. $250 deductible applies to any claim.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, great proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Yeah, boy. That was the way to do the national anthem at the All-Star game or anywhere else. Holy smokes. That was Cody Johnson. And Mercy. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How y'all doing? In fact, I was figuring out how to go for that and realized I'm sitting on my ass for the first part of the national anthem. Forgive me. I can't believe that. And you know what? In fact, the reason I was so freaked out about this, the thing I was looking at right here, I'll show you what my notes were. Carmela Side Piece Harris and her calling for unity the same time she calls the United States Marine on the vice presidential part of the ticket a guy who will not support his country. You dirty, rotten snake. Anyway, so I'm going through that in my head, figuring out how I'm going to bring that in after the national anthem, and I realized, oh my God, I'm sitting here talking about it, idiot. Anyway, that was Cody Johnson. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, and what a performance. It was perfect. It was simple. It was beautiful. I don't know this. I don't know Cody Johnson. I don't have country music on my radio settings anymore for some reason. I don't know why, but so I don't. If he's one of the new hot guys, I don't know. But it was beautiful. I mean, that was his tone, the timbre. I mean, his voice was a beautiful singing voice. So.
It's amazing what you can do sober.
And you knew that they were going to have to do something really different from the night before, after the drunk chick.
Stay upright.
Yeah, get through the song. I don't know. Oh, holy smokes. Anyway, and by the way, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, here's number 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Man, we got so much. It's going to be an awful lot of the Secret Service and politics. And now President Crime Family slimy traitor criminal daughter molester is saying, if the doctors came to me and said, well, you've got this medical condition, we really don't think you, well, then I'd drop out, But if a team of doctors came, well, there we go. Now, I thought they were going to throw him down the stairs or he'd fall in the shower. But then after who's that slime bag from California? The Shift. Yeah, Adam Schiff for brains, who's been lying forever. That's why they kicked him off the head of the Intelligence Committee and kicked him off the committee because he was lying about Donald Trump for 4 year. Anyway, so he is now the latest Democrat, and he's a big shot. And he must have had permission from Pelosi to say that comment. He must have had permission from Pelosi because he wants that Senate seat. And who's the father of California running against him there, the baseball player?
Garvey.
Steve Garvey. Honk if you haven't had Steve Garvey's baby. Anyway, so we got all that stuff for us. So yeah, it may be over. He may be announcing any time now that, well, the doctors just talked to me, and so I'll do the right thing. Anyway, we got all kinds of stuff about that. First, and just a million things about politics, and also Dear Abby thing was kind of weird. You hear Dan Bongino talking about stuff. The widow of the firefighter, Donald Trump talked to her. Democrats are still doing it. They're still saying horrible, miserable, rotten things, including words like trigger and target and bullseye and stuff like that about Donald Trump and the Republicans. I guess we missed J.D. Vance was just speaking at the Republican convention, but they've stopped talking about it. Anyway, we'll have a lot more on the kid, the shooter. The parents had called the police that day. By the way, that's very suspicious. Their kid, they must. The story is basically. And I want to talk about the All-Star game because I'm livid about what I watched last night. The parents called the police because their son took their dad's rifle. I don't know whether he had permission or not. One story said he stole it. But anyway, the dad bought the rifle, and the son used the rifle to go to the shooting range because he was part of a shooting club. So it wasn't unusual that the kid said, Dad, I'm going to take the rifle and go to the range. So that was no big deal. But that was like 1 o'clock or something, and then the kid didn't come home. So all of a sudden, because the kid went to the range but didn't come home for like 2 or 3 hours, the parents called the police. Now, why would they think something bad happened? All of a sudden, I mean, they must have had some kind of suspicion. Trump's in town. I mean, I'll bet you no, thank God they called the police. But still, why wouldn't they call the police a long time before that? Anyway, again, unknown stuff. There's more questions. And by the way, that's the whole point of this, too. How come we don't know anything? We know more from the public. We saw the public with their video cameras taking that the police couldn't get through the fence. We saw the public saying he's on the roof. He's on the roof. Nobody from the administration's given squat except the liar of that girl Secret Service director. What a freaking lying skank she turned out to be. Well, the roof was too sloped, too dangerous. Oh, but it was okay for a 20-year-old kid, and the agents were on a much steeper roof. I mean, the whole thing is, what do they think? We're stupid? Yes, they do. They think we're stupid. Actually, it's even worse. They don't even care. They don't care if we know that we're being hosed. We're freaking mushrooms, my friend, covered in you-know-what from these people. Anyway, we got a whole bunch of stuff like that. It'll be fun. It'll be funny fun. And we'd love to have your participation. 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Kimmer, Pete, and the Flounder. Geez, we got a billion things. Let's do the All-Star game. Okay, first of all, I didn't watch all of it. In fact, I almost forgot about it because I was watching what's his name, Jesse Waters' show to see what was going on with the politics. Anyway, and I went back and forth. I did turn in while they were introducing the players, and it was kind of cute. They gave them all a little cowboy hat and then put them on their head. And then, although it looked a little, awkward. Where the big players come up and then put the hat on the little girl and then didn't know whether to go with him. I don't know. It was a time, but it was cute. It was nice. And they all got the little cowboy hat. So that was, I thought that was very nice. That was very cool. You know what I did think was unbelievably cool? Did you see the drone shot from way out of the middle of nowhere, way over the stadium, and then in one take with no edits or anything, all the way into the field and into the lock? Oh my God, was that cool or what? Mm-hmm. I mean, that was a spectacular. It's like the Kentucky Derbies now have the drone right over the horses. I mean, it's just, man, the technology for video is just astounding. And that picture of that was really, really, really well done. Just a great way to open the show and everything else. And then all of a sudden, well, we know the national anthem is great. And then the players are being introduced, and I'm looking at the uniforms of the American League. They were wearing pajamas. Orange and pink, or what? Pajamas. I mean, what the hell? What is some freaking fairy from to try to make it as effeminate as you possibly can? Oh my God! I mean, it looked like a clown show out there wearing pajamas. Ugh, I don't know.
The great thing about the All-Star game is you could watch, when it was only like Del Murphy or Phil Necro there, you could pick out the Brave because they wore Braves uniform. Everybody had their unique, cool, colorful uniforms on. You knew exactly. You're watching the game last night, and you don't know who the hell's at second base. You don't know who the hell's at left field because they don't have their uniform on. Yeah,
and when they had their own uniforms on, at least they wore the same color hat. So you knew who the team, you wouldn't confuse the guy running from second to third as the shortstop. You know what I mean? So you knew what the hell was going on. And again, I don't know, Frank, if it were me, if I were in charge of it, I'd have them wear like the original uniforms of their franchise. Glory to set back to the original of the original ball uniforms. Just something cool that would give tribute to your team and your franchise as a part of the league.
There's two reasons for this stupidity. One, Rob Manfred, who's a effing moron.
He's just a freaking idiot.
Doesn't know how to promote the game, has no clue what he's doing in that sense. The other one, somebody's getting paid off by whoever's making them damn uniforms to put out there, because they're probably not making as much if they wear their own uniforms if they show up.
What's money got to do with it? I mean, I don't understand any of this.
Now.
And it should be. Does the Ryder Cup go through stuff like that? Well, they once in a while have a terrible design of their shirts, but still, I mean, this is outrageous. They were wearing pajamas. I mean, honestly, it looked like they were in pajamas.
It's one thing if a few people like it or half the people like it. Nobody likes that, and they refuse to stop doing it. So why? Because they have an idiot running the league.
But you'd think somebody would say, by the way, everybody in the world is making fun of you, you freaking idiot. I mean,
why baseball
read
is
the
number two in
Jeez.
slipping.
Oh, Lord. Anyway, all right, 3:13. Okay, we'll start the actual pro show here. And I have a concert update. And we got a million things here with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230. And you have the Secret Service stuff and Biden's medical condition. Here we go. 3:14 called it with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder.
Atlanta radio legends, proud military vets, national network experts are all on Extra 106.3.
It's going to be an interesting couple of months.
With live and local shows in the morning and afternoon, and the biggest conservative hosts in the country throughout the day. We are always here with the latest news and opinions you need.
There's no chance if the media and the Department of Justice and social media are all against you.
No traffic interruptions, no former shock jocks, just Atlanta legends you've turned to for a generation. The conservative voice of Atlanta. Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
At Atlanta Painting Company, this summer, save 10% off of all exterior projects and get a free color consultation. We understand how valuable your home is, so protect your investment with our industry-leading warranty and unmatched customer service. Don't just take our word for it. We have over 900 Google reviews telling you why we're the painters you can trust. Ready to get started? Visit us online at atlantapaintingcompany.com to schedule your free home consultation. The Atlanta Painting Company, the painters you can trust.
The doctor's office that mixed up your files has your Social Security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info and last 3 addresses. Your info is in endless places that could accidentally expose your info to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
No one plans on going to jail, but at A Second Chance Bail Bonds, we believe everyone deserves a second chance. That's the driving force behind everything we do. If you or a loved one has been arrested across town or across the country, you need help now. A Second Chance Bail Bonds works fast with bondsmen throughout Atlanta to help expedite release within hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT. That's 404-BAIL-OUT or online at atlbail.com.
Yeah, that's right. No, everything's good. Everything's good. I got 3:16. How's it going? Oh, boy. Worry's a waste of time. All right, sure, I heard those words there. 1993, Guns N' Roses appeared at the River Plate Stadium in Buenos Aires, Argentina. 80,000. What's the matter? What did I say? Buenos Aires, yes. 80,000 fans. The final show of their Use Your Illusion tour. This was in 93. A highlight was the English drummer Cozy Powell playing drums with Matt Scrum dressed as Domino's pizza delivery boy. That was in 93. Exactly a year earlier to the day, the first night of their North American tour, Metallica and Faith No More joined them, Guns N' Roses, at the RFK Stadium in Washington, D.C., 92 and 93. 3:17. Phone calls take priority here to the 404-741-1230. Scotty the window guy. What's up, man? What do you think?
Hey, welcome home. Thank you for your service, brother.
Yes, sir.
I got another point about the Secret Service. You know, I talked about it on Monday. How in the world, within 150 yards, you have farmers and their friends walking around videotaping this guy crawling up a roof? Is anybody carrying? Is the Secret Service responsible for them to be searched within that distance to be able to watch that?
Well,
that's
anybody.
My first question.
Yeah, well, metal detectors everywhere. In fact, we'll talk about how the kid got caught with a rangefinder going through a metal detector, and then he went back in the crowd and they lost him. I mean, the whole thing is nonsense. But yeah, and then the Secret Service says, well, the police were responsible for the outer perimeter area, but I'm sure that no one would have allowed people to have guns walking in any of those perimeter territories, for one thing. But so how he got away with it.
Well, then why hasn't the supervisor, the chief of the Secret Service, why has she not stepped down and she's not going to go to that interview on Monday?
Well, I think they may be having a meeting today. There was a question. They didn't want to do it live, or they didn't want to do it in public, and so but there's supposed to be a meeting. In fact, I got Homeland Security probe. They're saying now Homeland Security Inspector General will investigate the Secret Service, and let's see, independent review launched a probe. Also, Republicans Chairman, Security Chair Mark Green, Tennessee. So nothing's going to happen. They're going to hide it and cover it up. They've been feeding us crap since it happened. They're lying and deceiving, and they're embarrassed. And this is freaking Keystone Cops, and we're not going to know squat. We're not going to get diddly from all this. And nothing's. Well, she's going to have to go. Obviously, she's going to have to go. I mean, this is appalling. So anyway, but again, they're lying to us. They're covering it up. And let's have the FBI investigate. Yeah, that always works. They got right to that bottom of that Hunter Biden laptop. I wonder if they found the cocaine in the White House yet.
Give me a break.
All right, man. All right, Scotty, 319.
It's amazing. The only excuse they can come up with is the fact they're incompetent. And the other thing is they don't have conspiracy theories, but this basically makes us a conspiracy theory by being so incompetent.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they've started. We're in the ball game now. I mean, we're in the circle of shenanigans right now. I mean, here we go. Good Lord. A couple of quick things. We'll hear what Dan. And by the way, I said we're never going to get to the bottom of it. I'm not the only one who's thinking like that. You'll hear Dan Bongino here in a second. He used to do this kind of stuff for a freaking living. President Crime Family, Wash Your Daughter, says that, quote, if I had some medical condition that emerged, if doctors came to me and said, you got this problem and that problem, he said, he went, then he paused. He said, if I had some medical condition, if doctors came to me and said, you got this problem and that problem, ... I said I was going to be a transitional candidate, and I thought I'd be able to move on from this and pass it to somebody else, but I didn't anticipate things getting so divided, and quite frankly, I think the only thing age brings is a little bit of wisdom. You lying sack of crap. What a bunch of junk. He said he was famous saying he wanted to be a one-term transitional president. I don't remember that. I don't think Dr. Jill was in on that. Anyway, but you sure changed your mind. And of course, he's blaming Donald Trump for him deciding he better stick around as president for term number 2 because the country is so horribly divided. Because of you freaking... I mean, my God, you did this. You Democrats did this. And now he's blaming Trump for making the mess that he caused, so he better stay around to try to fix it. Yeah, we want you to fix it. Holy crap. Democrats say he's on track for a landslide loss to Donald Trump. Even Adam Schiff for Brains said today, the 21st House Democrat calling on Biden to step aside. It's time for him to pass the torch. Boy, if you don't think Nancy Botoxi allowed him to say that, you're nuts. And I bet Putty Tat's in on this too. Now they're going to get Dr. Jill, and again, I'll bet you they're going to fake. It's not Parkinson's, because that would they have to own up to the fact that that's what we all thought for the last couple of weeks. Remember that after the debate? Yeah. So it won't be Parkinson's, but he's going to have a tumor. Didn't he have a cancerous thing? I'll bet it came back. He's going to have a cancerous thing in his head. Yeah, came back. And they just don't want to. The time involved with trying to run the country it just wouldn't be fair. Yeah, God, I love it. What's your over whether it's a tumor? Yeah. Oh my God, this is going to be great. All right, Flounder, let's do Dan Bongino. He still has his own show. He has a podcast. He used to be on Fox all the time, and they kicked him off for some reason. But anyway, Dan Bongino, former Secret Service agent, cop, all kinds of stuff. He says, do I have a story here? He says, you better not be messing. Here we go. He says, Secret Service agents have been threatened to shut up. Flounder, if you will.
I was just showing Tucker some material from an unimpeachable source, let's just say, on the matter. That post, according to my source, that roof was supposed to be a police post. It was supposed to be someone there. They're now making up excuses, saying the pitch of the roof. My source says to me no one knows why the post didn't show up. So that's a nonsense story they're putting out in the media. And I was also told that the Secret Service director has been given instructions from the administration and the DHS secretary. If you want to keep your job, you'll keep your mouth shut about this. They're not putting that out there, but if you get those site post logs and those police instructions and there was a post on there and they didn't show up and no one checked, someone could have got your dad killed within millimeters.
He was talking to Tucker Carlson and Don Jr. Now, for the record, they're not going to tell us anything because they're going to say, well, we can't describe our security procedures to the public. We just can't allow that. So the cover-up is already beginning. Yeah, there are. I mean, again, one after another. And the other thing is, I love the fact that the Secret Service blamed the local police department. And in fact, hold on a minute. Here we go. Where's that other cop thing? A local cop. The sheriff says the local cop who went up on that ladder and everything else. We talked before about how the guy pointed a rifle. The shooter pointed a rifle at the cop, who then dropped 8 feet to the ground when he had to let go of the ladder because the gun was pointing at his face. And so his department sheriff, the county sheriff, his boss, said, can you imagine 10 seconds before that the president was looking straight ahead and where the bullet would have potentially landed? The shooter's training on the president. These guys breached the roof. So he turns around and potentially eliminates the threat. The officer's like, I'm dead or I drop, so I drop. He turns back around. The cop ducked his head, lost his grip, fell 8 feet to the ground. When someone points a gun at you and you don't get to your weapon, you tell them a-holes online that they're Superman. The sheriff says, I'll just pull a gun out and they can shoot at me. I don't give a blank. Yeah, that's right. Timing is everything. He turns around at this point. Obviously, we all know the president's looking way back to the right, gets in the ear. If I'm interrupted, I move my gun. You're going to have reassess the whole situation. You make a case that those two officers saved the president's life. The cops who confronted crooks worked for the Butler Township Police Force. Authorities were tasked with securing the area immediately outside the rally, according to the Secret Service. But local law enforcement beat back that criticism. Quote, for them to blame. Local law enforcement is them passing the blame when they hold the blame, period. A police counter-sniper team was situated inside the building from the roof where the shooter was. He was spotted at least twice by cops, 26 minutes before he started firing. He was also spotted earlier in the afternoon. And here's another little tidbit that just came out here a little while ago. His parents, the crook's parents, called the cops to say, our son is missing. Well, here's what happened. He told us, the shooter, Crooks, told his boss he needed the day off from work on Saturday, and he gave his colleagues a final chilling message, I'll be back on Sunday. His father told law enforcement he assumed his son had gone to the shooting range at the Sportsman's Club to practice with his rifle. He'd be back by 1 p.m. on Saturday. But the father says as the time went on, he grew more concerned and phoned local law enforcement. At about 3 p.m. Saturday, Crooks was spotted at the rally security screening area and tried to pass through metal detectors with a rangefinder. They did not prevent him from getting into the rally, but it did put him on their radar. However, they then lost him in the crowd. 40 minutes before the shooting, Crooks was back on the radar. A photograph showing the sniper appearing to crawl on the ground while scouring the area was circulated to law enforcement as a suspicious sighting at 5:30 p.m. At 6:11, he went up and took his position on that slanted roof, which was too dangerous for professional snipers, and started shooting. A Secret Service counter-sniper team, codenamed Hawkeye, also spotted him looking at their position through his rangefinder. It's like one telescope looking to seeing another one right in the eyeball. Massive security failures. Law enforcement took a photo of Crooks an hour before the shooting, adding to mounting evidence they knew of his presence well before he pulled the trigger. 2 more newly released images show a bicycle owned by Crooks that was recovered close to the scene and a remote detonator which was recovered from his dead body alongside his cell phone. The detonator was connected to explosives found in his car, which they believe believe was going to be used as some kind of a deterrent or a distraction for authorities so that he'd have a free air. Of course, that doesn't make any sense. If the bomb went off, they'd get Trump out of there so fast it would make your head spin. So I don't know. But anyway, that's what they said. Or maybe that was to kill the cops who tried to investigate. I mean, like a secondary, the explosions of famous
Eric Robert Rudolph.
That's right. Sent 2 bombs, one to get the rescuers. It goes off later to get the rescuers. God.
Okay, the Secret Service, there's only 2 ways you look at this. They're either complicit or they're incompetent. Yeah. Which one is it?
Yeah. Again, the Homeland Security Chairman of Congressional Republicans are asking this Kim Cheadle, the Secret Service girl, and the FBI Director, the disgraceful Christopher Wray, and Alejandro Mayorkas to testify next week. Yeah, there'll just be more lies. They're not going to tell the truth. You can't trust any of those people. God.
Did you see where former Republican National Committee Chairman Michael Steele went on MSNBC and basically came out and said, where's the stitches? Where's the damaged ear? Basically saying that he didn't get hit.
Oh, my God. In fact, coming up, they can't stop. They can't stop. These Democrats are still talking about targeting him and you got to pick him off. And, it's just one after another after another. And if you heard editors, major news outlet editors for photojournalism, the magazines, newspapers, wire services, stuff like that, some of these editors are calling their publications and saying, we don't think you should be using that iconic photograph of Donald Trump with the fist raised and the flag and all that stuff because it's giving free PR to the Trump campaign, and the overuse of the iconic image can, quote, pose risks, citing unnamed photographers told the outlet that promoting the viral photos could be a form of photoganda because the Trump campaign will use them to further their agenda. And we can't have that agenda against America. So they want to censor the photograph. Oh, my God. The Nazis do this. They're the Nazis. Oh, God. All right, 3:30. We'll settle down. Kim, repeat, and flounder. 106.3, 404-741-1230. I'd love to have you join us. What do you think? All right, I got it. Here we go.
It's time for your Georgia headlines presented by RBM of Atlanta, your Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
Atlanta police are currently on scene in a northwest Atlanta neighborhood after finding out an Atlanta boy, 16 years old, has been shot to death after a fight over the scooter. According to the family, the entire area has been taped off with crime scene. Homicide detectives are on the scene, and the incident is still being investigated. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation is looking into an incident in Forsyth County where 2 people were killed as deputies attempted to serve a warrant. The Forsyth County Sheriff's Office was serving an arrest warrant to sex offender for violating the conditions of his probation. The GBI Medical Examiner's Office will perform an autopsy to determine the cause and manner of death and will continue to investigate. No deputies were injured.
For more on Georgia politics and the latest breaking news, follow XTRA 106.3 on social media or download the XTRA 106.3 app.
The dog days of summer are here, and Truist Park is the place to be when the St. Louis Cardinals and Cincinnati Reds come to town, July 19th through the 24th. The series is packed full of fun, including the CMT Hot Prospect Concert Series before the game in the Battery Atlanta Plaza on Friday, featuring up-and-coming country music artist Blanco Brown, followed by everyone's favorite Friday Night Fireworks presented by Georgia Lottery after the game. And Sunday, July 21st is Kids Club Sunday. Kids can look forward to a player Q&A, face painting, and more. Plus, the first 3,000 kids will receive the Ozzy Albies plushie giveaway. And there's a second giveaway on July 23rd for the first 15,000 fans, featuring the Orlando Arcia chain presented by Truist. Don't miss out on the jam-packed week of giveaways and fun. Visit Braves.com/promos to find all of the details and purchase your tickets. Atlanta Braves Baseball. We are Braves Country.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Now, I know there are plenty of HVAC companies out there, but let me tell you why Central Heating and Air Conditioning stands out from the rest. These days, it's hard to tell who's on first. Everybody wants to play. Many of the local HVAC companies, though, have been sold to large conglomerates. And some are even coming back under new names. But at Central Heating and Air Conditioning, they never left the field. They've been your hometown team since 1947, and their dedication to our community has never wavered. They are the Grand Slam you can count on. Central's team of experts know the game inside and out, delivering dependable service and personalized solutions every time. So don't get caught off base. Choose the HVAC team that's always been in the game. Get Carrier products, Carrier warranty, and Carrier peace of mind. Turn to your Atlanta Carrier experts, Central Heating and Air Conditioning. Call them today, 770-GET-HEAT, or visit them online at centralheat.com.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Have you considered securing your family's future, protecting your hard-earned assets, navigating complex legal matters with ease? Nelson Elder Care Law is here to guide and empower you and your loved ones. As a family-owned and family-focused business, our mission is to exceed your expectations, offering absolute assurance and peace of mind. With our trademark Absolute Protection Trust and expertise in customized estate planning, Medicaid crisis solutions, probate administration, guardianship, and conservatorship, Nelson Elder Care Law protects what matters most to you. Imagine a team dedicated to safeguarding your legacy every step of the way. Our flat fees ensure transparency, and our customized plans prioritize your family's specific needs. Are you worried about protecting your family and your legacy after you're gone? Let us help you ensure you're absolutely protected from whatever curveballs life may throw your way. Schedule a complimentary legacy planning meeting with our legal team in Marietta or Woodstock today. Contact us at 678-250-9355 or visit NelsonElderCareLaw.com.
Shooting drills. A coach who knows the game can teach their team how to improve. But one who genuinely cares about each player,
you have what it takes. We got this.
Can inspire them to win. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking. Because when you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Start feeling unstoppable. Visit Truist.com/care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
Like we were saying. No problemo. 335. Fame. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer. Pete Davis and Flounder. I think the record stuck. That's why you used to keep a quarter in your pocket. Flounder, you have no idea what that even means, do you? Yeah, if you're tough crowd. If you're a disc jockey. There you go. Pete Davis, you probably to keep a quarter in your pocket if you're a disc jockey playing records. If the needle would skip, you put the quarter on top of the stylus for the extra weight to keep it in the track.
Well, I was never a DJ, but I know to put the quarter on top.
Yeah. Oh, I did it for a summer before I went to graduate school. I was a rock roll DJ from 6 to 10. No, it was from 6 to 11, 5-hour shift. I just played my favorite records. It was 65, 66, something like that. So I just played all my favorite records for 5 hours and goofed around. Anyway, it's kind of funny. But you always have a little something to keep the stylus going on. And that's back when ching chong, ching chong, ching chong. But to actually set up the what they do in the nightclubs where they go ching chong, ching chong, ching chong like that. Where they
We're in Hong Kong.
No, no.
Where's
the records setting? Queuing up the records. I forgot what it's a fuzz thing. Yeah, what's that?
Queuing.
Yeah, queuing up the record, but they call it something now. It's spinning or buzzing or something because they don't, and they actually do a thing with it. I don't know. I don't like anybody. Irene Cara we were playing her a while ago. Cara #1 with Fame. Series about the New York Drama School. Irene Cara played the role of Coco Hernandez. There you go. In the original movie, and she won the Academy Award, Irene Cara, for Best Original Song and Golden Globe Award for the same thing. Was this the one where they had the girl dancing threw a bucket of water on her and she had the bull mastiff and the boyfriend? Was that the one?
Yeah. She was a steel worker in Pittsburgh or something.
Was that the same movie? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. And she got the dancing scholarship or whatever it was. You are in there, Founder?
Yeah. Bingo.
Apparently. Just check it. Our birthday list includes Jason Clarke, 55, the dad Louis Creed in the Pet Sematary remake, Malcolm in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, John Connor in Terminator Genesis, and Zero Dark 30 in Everest, also in those two. In fact, I have Zero Dark 30 on my DVR history. Just play whenever I feel like it. That was a good movie. That was a well-done movie.
It was.
And I think it was probably pretty true, too. I think it was fairly accurate to pretty much what happened. Although I still don't like the fact that Navy SEAL took credit publicly for it. I think that was a mistake, and I don't use his name very much, if ever. On this day, 1967, Jimi Hendrix dropped out as the opening act for the Monkees after their foolish fans, it says here, failed to appreciate his musical genius. They didn't like Jimi Hendrix when, the Monkees are bubblegum rock and roll, hit at the jukebox, baby. Let's go to a sock hop. And Jimi Hendrix was really pretty far from that. And they were booing him and they just hated him. So to his credit, it says here, he made it through 7 of their tour dates before he said, Dad, I got to get out of here. He made it 7 times. They're booing him. And finally he said, I don't need this. I mean, the poor bastard. And he does this for a living, people. This is what I do. You boo me? Thanks a lot. Anyway, that's why I can never be an entertainer of any kind. That was right. Flashdance. I got it wrong. Yeah, we both got it wrong. Fame was one about the school, I think. The drama school. I already said that, but I didn't follow up on it. Flashdance. Yeah, you're right. Who was that again? Who called it, Jimmy? Who called it? Brian. Hey, Brian. Thanks a lot. Okay.
Brian is monitoring the show.
Somebody ought to.
Thank goodness.
By the way, a quick thing. I guess he's not here. I was going to have him on the radio. Bill Sheehan stopped by to talk to some guys at 680 The Fan, which is in the same building, obviously. And Bill Sheehan's the guy with my master's story who invited me years ago, and he also took Pete. Years ago, he called me and invited me. He's a master's guy, and he called me and he said, I've got a ticket for you for the Masters on Saturday. I said, oh my God, that's great. And so I said, well, he said, I got a ticket for you. And I said, terrific. So I figured he was going to leave the ticket for me at will call or whatever. So I called my PGA buddy, Danny McLefty, who's a member of the PGA. If you have a PGA card, you can go to any tournament for free. You don't have to pay. You don't have to do anything. You just walk in. He has a card. So I said, Danny, let's go to the Masters. He said, okay, cool. So we went to the Masters. We get there and I'm walking around and there's Bill Sheehan and he's got the ticket. And then it was obvious that he was going to take me around and show me all the stuff. But I had invited Danny. So I felt so bad that I've invited another guy to be, to go around with me, and so I kind of left him, and then we got together later. But I felt like such an idiot that I was humiliated about what an idiot I am. And he couldn't have been nicer. He must be one of the nicest guys I swear to God, if you look up Southern gentleman in any dictionary or thesaurus, his picture's there. I mean, and he did the same for Pete Davis. If I'm not,
got me in.
Yeah.
Except I was a true gentleman too. I hung around Bill the whole day.
You were with the guy, and he did take us, and he told us about the famous bridges and the whole. I mean, it was remarkable. It was remarkable. It was a bucket list thing that you'll never duplicate. It was a wonderful thing. And all of a sudden, he's sitting here. I'm sitting in a chair here right side the studio, and I go, oh my God. So anyway, we did a little selfie and I put it on Facebook and YouTube, just in case you want to say hi to Bill Sheehan, and that was a real thrill and really kind of fun. Okay. 341, Kim, Pete, and Flounder. All right. Now, this is, here we go with these freaking Democrats. First, let me do one positive thing, and then we'll get to these stupid Democrats. The grieving widow of the hero firefighter whose last words on earth were, get down, as he protected his family and got shot and killed for it. His grieving widow said Donald Trump called her yesterday to offer his condolences. He was very kind, said he would continue to call me in the days and weeks ahead. The widow, Helen Comparatori, said, I told him the same thing I told everyone else. He left this world a hero, and God welcomed him in. He did not die in vain that day. Trump's call comes after the widow refused to take a call from President Crime Family Traitor Skunk. Following her husband's slaying, she said, I didn't talk to Biden. I didn't want to talk to him. My husband was a devout Republican, and he would not have wanted me to talk to him. She has no ill will toward him, but she was never going to talk to him, and she appreciates the fact that she is a full-fledged Trump supporter. Okie dokie. And now, 342. This really steams me. Carmela's side piece, the shiftless and lazy vice president. This is not only the worst vice president we've ever had, and how do you rank them? Because no one knows anything about vice presidents unless they're called to duty, like Lyndon Johnson or, what's his name from World War II, Roosevelt's guy, Truman. So, unless that happens, basically your vice presidents are, nobody knows vice president. You couldn't name 7 vice presidents out of the 47 or whatever it's been, 45 or 6, whatever. Okay. Carmela Sidepiece, who got her job by having sex with powerful men. She was the side piece for the most powerful man in California, Willie Brown. She was a side piece for entertainers like Montel Williams. I mean, on and on and on. She's a tramp, and she's a empty-headed bimbo. And this ridiculously incompetent vice president actually had the balls to continue complaining about conservatives, and she says things like this. Talking about J.D. Vance, who is the senator from Ohio, the young guy, 39 years old, who is on the ticket as Donald Trump's vice presidential candidate. She said, Trump looked for someone he knew would be a rubber stamp for his extreme agenda. Make no mistake, J.D. Vance will be totally loyal only to Trump and not to our country. He's a Marine. What do you mean he won't be true to our country? You dirty, sneaking snake. Do you know how offensive that is to say that to a Marine who's been over there? Oh, my God. I mean, this is outrageous. These people can't be stopped. And by he was willing to put on a uniform in the United States Marine, being willing to not only die for his country, but to kill for his country. And let me tell you something. When people say, well, he was willing to die for his country, you better also put in there that it's not a little thing to say you also have to kill for your country. I mean, it's not like in the movies, by the way. And this slimy scumbag has the balls to complain that he won't be true to his country. She couldn't be true to her own administration. She didn't even go to the border. The so-called border czar. She's never been there. Oh, what a freaking joke.
She has a point, though, because, see, he's true to his country, which is the United States of America.
Oh,
and she's true to her country, which is a socialist thing coming out of California.
Well, she's Jamaican and Cuban. She's a Jamaican or a Jacubican and so whatever.
She's
the
not
hell.
African-American.
No, she's not black. She's not from Africa or any part of Africa. She's Cuban. She's Jamaican, Cuban. She's a Jacubican. And a dirty, shiftless, lazy tramp. The woman's got hinges on her heels. I mean, it's unbelievable. Yeah, she's the Huapua. What is it? Haktua. By the way, that Haktua girl is popping up everywhere. It's unbelievable. Until they just mentioned it. This is killing me. I got to say it. This girl, first of all, she's cute and she's sexy, but she's not like a knockout or anything. She turned down an offer from Playboy. She now says because of all the money she's making, she wants to be a philanthropist. Here's a girl whose specialty is and now she wants to, which is wonderful, by the way. God's gift. No. I mean, if she were your girlfriend, that's fantastic. But if she's the impression I get is that if she was just over, visiting your good buddy and then went over to your house, chances are you wouldn't want to kiss her. I'm just saying, but now if she's your steady girlfriend, God bless her, the gift that is the most wonderful thing in the world. But the attitude I get is that she's kind of known for this sort of thing, that if whatever, but now she wants to be a philanthropist. She turned down Playboy and she's apparently rolling in the money and she's popping up everywhere. And God bless her. She
interesting choice of words.
Yeah, but again, think about it. She was just being interviewed by some nameless podcast on the streets of New York or something, and boom, it hit Haktua. And she's the Haktua girl. Anyway, it's hard to believe. All right, so I've got 3:46 already. Cover Pete and Flounder. Marjorie Taylor Greene's back in the news, reading it to another reporter, trying to get her to admit something. And also we'll later hear about what the Dems are doing now, too. And Matt Gaetz, kind of a juvenile stunt he pulled there because he's mad that they're trying to out him as a sex pervert with underage girls. All coming up with a Cover Pete and Flounder right here. Look out.
Hey, it's Rhino from The Morning Extra, getting your weekday morning started from 6 to 10 a.m. I think J.D. Vance is a strong candidate. I don't care about political experience.
Well, I like that he was asked about his criticism of Donald Trump, and he was very honest about it. Said he changed my mind. And that's what you're asking people to do, is take another look. Let's remember this record. And J.D. Vance is the epitome of, I wasn't sure, I was critical, then I saw the record.
The Morning Extra, 6 to 10 a.m. on XTRA 106.3 FM and the XTRA app.
Who says you have to wait until December to celebrate Christmas? Hi, I'm Jaron Solomon. Right now at Solomon Brothers Jewelers, we're celebrating Christmas in July in all of our locations in Buckhead, Alpharetta, and Sharpsburg. Stop in today and enjoy our 12 days of deals on everything in our stores. Surprise your special someone with a beautiful diamond tennis bracelet, earrings, ring, or necklace. And to make your purchase even easier, Solomon Brothers Jewelers is offering up to 60 months interest-free financing. That's 5 years to pay for that special gift, interest-free. And while you're at it, why not break out the tree, string up the lights, and pour yourself some eggnog? Make this a Christmas to remember with our 12 days of deals. Don't wait until December. Find some of the biggest savings of the year at Solomon Brothers Jewelers during our Christmas in July event. Visit us on Peachtree Road in Buckhead, Old Milton Parkway in Alpharetta, and Fisher Road in Sharpsburg, and online at SolomonBrothers.com. Solomon Brothers Jewelers, now the preferred jeweler of the Atlanta Braves.
It's the unsung hero of your home, your garage door. You never think about it. You just hit the button and it opens until it doesn't. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors. So you're ready for a new garage door. At All Four Seasons, we offer fast service, affordable prices, and a huge selection of styles, colors, and custom features. Improve your curb appeal, lower your energy bill, secure your home, and increase your property value. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 Seasons Garages.com.
There are crazies on the road. Who knows where they're all going, but if one of them hits you, don't take care of it on your own. Call my friend David Van Sant. He is the lawyer that used to work for the insurance company. The team at Van Sant Law knows who to call, what to say, and will make sure you get what you deserve and what the insurance company doesn't want to pay for. They have your best interest at heart and will take care of everything. If you don't get paid, they don't get paid. My advice, save Van Sant Law in your phone. Today, 855-GA-INJURY, vansantlaw.com.
MyPillow no longer has the support of the big box stores or shopping channels. Now they found themselves a part of the cancel culture. Because of this and the change in retailers, they want to pass the savings directly on to you. So they're having a $25 extravaganza sale. With the help of its dedicated employees, MyPillow now has hundreds of products, and some of them you probably don't even know about. To get familiar with all their other products, they're having a $25 extravaganza with the promo code BECK. 2-pack multi-use MyPillows, just $25. MyPillow sandals, $25. Their 6-pack towel set is, you guessed it, $25. And for the first time ever, the premium MyPillows with all new Giza fabric, any size or loft level, $25. Just go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio listener special square for these $25 deals. Plus, free shipping on orders over $75. Enter the promo code BECK or call 800-966-3117 for this amazing offer that will not last long.
What you talking, man? Oh, be no worry. We got some ganja. Yeah, a little Bob Marley for you here. 1975, old Bob and the Wailers played the first of 2 nights at the Lyceum in London, and both nights were recorded for the November release live album featuring the single No Woman, No Cry. Bob Marley died of toe cancer. Wasn't that toenail cancer? Wasn't that the one that got him? Let's see. Was that some evidence? That was Bob Marley, I believe. Our birthday list includes Brandon Eaton. You don't know that name, I'll bet you. He's 38 years old. Brandon Eaton played the son of the killer, the serial killer Trinity on the series Dexter. Trinity was played by John Lithgow. And his son, who had the Shelby Hot Rod Mustang, was Brandon Eaton, who's 38 years old. Anyway, just for the record there, I enjoyed the crap. I didn't like the last Dexter, and when it was all dark and his kid had all grown up, and I didn't like that at all. It was horrible. But anyway, in our day in history for the Kim, Repeat, and Flounder program, this is kind of bizarre. On this day, 1999, happy wedding day, Helen Hunt married Hank Azaria. Okay? This day, 1999. They filed for divorce in December of 2000. Yes, 17 months. Wow. I can't imagine. I should have probably looked up what the hell was going on there. But none of my business. Anyway, 352, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 405. We got Flounder's Funnies coming up anytime you want, Flounder. 404-741-1230. 741-1230. They're trying to get on to Marjorie Taylor Greene again. Man, they love picking on her, and she basically spits in their face. Joe Crawford for the Times of London is going after Marjorie Taylor Greene, okay? And he was recalling how J.D. Vance suggested that Britain may now be the first truly Islamist country with nukes after their center-left Labour Party was elected to victory this month. And so the English reporter said, doesn't that paint a sour picture for relations with the British? And she she said, you're just demonizing Donald Trump. Shame on you, shame on you. He says she said he's ridiculous. The problem in your country, she endures the most unreal amount of bullcrap because of liars like you who take your job and turn it into political activism. Your job is the press. You should report the news, not lie. She shut down another attempted question. No, you don't get to ask any more questions. I'm done with you because you're the cause of our country being divided. You're the cause of President Trump almost being assassinated. And when he said, oh, give me some evidence to back up your claims, she said, no, you're done. Go back. She shared the video on X, or he did, the British guy. No, she did, formerly on Twitter, put it on X, and calling him one of the most responsible for causing such deep division and hatred. And she's right. This is what they do. For example, and by the way, I love the turnaround on this. The little punk Mark Hamill, who was a Star Wars star guy. And by the way, Mark, if you didn't look as pretty as a little girl, you'd be shining shoes at the freaking airport, okay? I mean, whatever else you got going for you is nothing. Mark Hamill has now come out and said, he's such a critic of Trump and everything, a screaming liberal. The first appearance of ludicrously oversized ear bandage on Donald Trump, apparently not needed prior to tonight. I mean, my God, just snarky, snotty. People, satire sites saying it's so depressing how lame Luke Skywalker is in real life. So this is your life now, Mark? Hey, this is what you do? You're straight up evil, man. You're freaking classless. Who could have imagined what said, in 1977, as I left the theater, absolutely amazed after seeing Star Wars, that 47 years later, the hero of that movie would turn out to be a tremendous blanking blank blank. Farking arc sneaks. I mean, it's amazing. And one after another, I got a million of them. The former, remember Kate Bedingfield? Kate Bedingfield was that little naughty little former Biden White House communications director working on CNN. She was on the air and she said, they were talking about, she said, Biden has said many, many times after having been questioned many times about this, that he's not stepping down and that he's going to be the nominee. So at some point, she said, Democrats have to decide that they want to try to win this election and turn their fire on Donald Trump. Later, she said, I didn't say crosshairs. The president didn't say crosshairs. That counts a lot. How about the, Colorado State Representative Stephen Woodrow had a thing that said the last thing America needed was sympathy for the devil, but here we are. A state rep from Tennessee. He wrote maybe a conspiracy theory. I hope this is not the stage act, but I'm not sure. Another state Democrat put poor taste on display. Bringing the assassination attempt in a now deleted post. Let's see what she said. She blamed the extremism from the MAGA regime for the attempted assassination on Donald Trump. They blame the Republicans for stirring up so much hatred. The Republicans for stirring up the hatred. Democratic Bernie Thompson, Mississippi, we know his staffer said, we need to get you some shooting lessons. I mean, it's on and on and on and on and on. You can find them all over the place. I don't want to talk about it anymore. It's unbelievable. Let's Joe Flounder's funny here, and then wait to hear Matt Getz. He's going after former Speaker Kevin McCarthy, and the whole thing is just cringeworthy, and that's coming up in a second. First, 356 with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder here on 106.3.
I don't care what part of town you live in, there are crazy people close by you. And if you ever want to meet them, just see what they're like. It's super easy. Have a garage sale. That's all you do. Put it on Craigslist and in the paper that you're having a garage sale. And a freak show will form on your lawn. 2 hours hours before the garage sale is even scheduled to begin. I'm looking through the blinds. I was like, we said 10, right? Well, they're here. Looked like the Walking Dead out there. It was like, brains. No, that says bargains. I don't know if you've had a garage sale and you know what I'm talking about, but it makes me hate people. I'm not going to lie to you. It really bothers me. I don't know why I do it every year, but because those people I just talked about, they're a real thing. There's a term for them in the garage sale community. They're called early birds.
Oh, yeah.
And apparently I'm a jerk because I didn't put in the ad. They weren't supposed to be there. This lady's just standing out there. I was like, can I help you, ma'am? She's like, well, I'm here for the garage sale. I'm like, well, you're about 2 hours early. Well, it didn't say no early birds. This is how bad it got. This is not a joke. Last time we had a garage sale, press the button to open the door. There's a woman crouched down, raised up with the garage door. She's in a 90s boy band video, just kind of stepping in. I was like, get out of here. No, this is not Black Friday. There is nothing in here worth the effort you are exerting right now. I get so mad. Same characters, just different faces.
When's the last time you went to a garage sale?
Oh, yeah.
Have you been to? I've
probably been 10, 15 years.
I'll bet it's more like 20 or 30 for me now that I think about it. And it used to be fun. I remember having fun. I mean, if you could find a place to park on the guy's street and then you look through all this junk. And I'm trying to remember what the last thing I bought was, if anything.
When my
a lamp or
When my dad's mom passed away, we had a big garage sale at her house, and my dad wasn't looking forward to it just because he knew kind of that.
Yeah.
And this one guy kept on haggling over this plate, so my dad took the plate and broke it right in front of him. He goes, "Get out of here."
Oh, mercy. I love it. By the way, coming up, we're going to be playing for you a commercial that may be perfect for our Secret Service director, the girl with the boy's name, as she is going to be called before Congress before too long. And this may be something that she needs. Will put her back on the right track. She needs a little pep and vigor in her step, apparently. So that's coming up. Also, Matt Getz and Kevin McCarthy, you totally ignored him. But, I mean, it seems so childish and very bizarre, and he's ticked off, and it's not over. They got a feud going, and it's going to get ugly, apparently. It's almost 4 o'clock already. More Flounders Funnies, Holy Crap at Sports with Pete Davis, and your calls, 404-741-1230. Can repeat and flounder, and the Secret Service investigation will never be completed, and we'll never know about it. Coming up.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Atlanta Safe House.
Contradictions in Pennsylvania. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. A township official is defending local efforts at the Pennsylvania rally where former President Trump was shot on Saturday. After reports, local police were in charge of security at the building where shots were fired from a rooftop.
Our local Butler Township Police, their duties that were assigned to them, and we have an operational plan that details all that, were strictly traffic detailed.
Butler Township Commissioner Edward Natale tells Fox News once officers got information about a person on a roof, one officer lifted up another officer who was holding himself up to the edge of the roof with both hands.
In that process, he exposes himself. The shooter turns and points his gun at him. Obviously, he is not in a position. He's pulling himself up with both hands to wield his gun.
Natale says the officer did not retreat, but fell back and injured himself. The Homeland Security Inspector General's office now has multiple probes open, one on Secret Service planning for Saturday's rally, another on the preparedness of the Secret Service counter sniper team. Just getting word that Special Counsel Jack Smith is formally appealing a federal judge's decision to toss out the classified documents case against the former president. Republican vice presidential nominee J.D. Vance says he'll try to fire up the crowd tonight when he formally accepts his nomination.
I joke with the president that, I'm very excited about this evening, and I don't plan to screw it up. But if I do, it's too late. He made the pick, right? It's official now.
The Ohio senator speaking for the first time since winning the nomination at a business event in Milwaukee and saying he has an easy case to make to voters tonight. Big wins and losses on Wall Street. The Dow up 243 to another record close, but the NASDAQ drops nearly 3%. America is listening to Fox News.
Donald Trump Jr. here. Since January of 2021, the cost of living has increased by 17.9%. You can't get that money back, but you can stop your losses by diversifying into a gold IRA from my friends at Birch Gold Group. To learn more, get your free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word PROTECT to 989898. That's PROTECT to the number 989898 to get your free info kit from Birch Gold right now.
Message and data rates may apply.
Hear that? The relaxing sound of ambient music in a yoga class. And if you were here, you'd listen to 15 people taking a deep breath in sync. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens out on the road, riding your motorcycle protected by Progressive. So if you ride, get a quote today and see if you could save with Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. And find inner peace with a different pose called Palms on Handlebars. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
We've already said
Moody Blues, 1974. Moody Blues opened what they claimed was the first quadraphonic recording studio in the world. Quadraphonic sound was equivalent to what's now called 4.0 surround sound. Uses 4 audio channels in which speakers are positioned at the 4 corners of the listening space. Moody Blues, 1974. I got a couple of their songs on my magic music stick that Flounder put on there. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, by the way, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Our birthday list includes David Hasselhoff. It says here he single-handedly brought down the Berlin Wall, 72. They love him in Germany. I mean, he's I guess probably a bigger star in Germany than America by 100 million times or something. I don't know. Is Hasselhoff is a German name, I guess, right? Or is that not? Is it that sweet?
Yes,
anyway,
it is.
Maybe, I don't know. And on this day, 1941, a general ordered an architect named G. Edwin Bergstrom to come up with basic plans and architectural perspectives for an office building that would house 40,000 employees who would be working for the War Department in 1941, and he wanted the plans on his desk by the following Monday morning. The plans for the Pentagon in 1941. The guy came up with it, that weird octagonal building. 404, almost 405. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Our 4 o'clock hour brought to you by our good friends at Atlanta Safe House, home of the Kimmer safes. Yes, indeed. Pistol safes, gun safes, jewelry safes, they've got them all. Put your stuff you want to keep, like your medical records and things for your kids to know if something happens to you, stuff like that. They have a showroom in Ackworth and on the web, atlantasafehouse.com. 405. Well, you just heard some sound bites from the guys we talked about before. Again, there's been so much misinformation about this business with the Secret Service, and finally, someone's going to have to get to the bottom of it. It won't be public. I can't imagine they're going to have public hearings.
Real quick, we got Jenny on the line. She has an idea for a headline for the Babylon Bee.
Oh, excellent. I got a couple, too, here. Hey, Jenny, you're on the radio. Welcome aboard. What's up?
Hey, Kimmer.
Hey, sweetie.
How you doing?
Good, babe. What's up?
Well, I was thinking the Babylon Bee should put out a thing that says in the recent events that took place, Secret Service now has new requirements. You must have 5 years experience of working with a roof/gutter company. I mean, seriously.
I know.
My 70-year-old husband with a fused ankle gets on our roof, which is slanted, with a leaf blower, which I hate.
Yeah.
But it's like, what the hell? I mean,
I know.
God bless it.
Well, in fact, listen to this. The Babylon Bee. Here's two quick ones for the Babylon Bee. Welp, nothing we can do now, sighs Secret Service after assassin climbs on modestly sloped roof. And one more. Secret Service director assures nation she was not trying to get Trump killed. She's just extremely incompetent. And while we're at it, how about this? The Babylon Bee came out with the ways that female Secret Service agents really can be really helpful in a special way. For example, they can hold up their little makeup mirror thingies to reflect the sun into the eyes of the assassin, then blind him.
Yeah.
Or they have women with Secret Service agents. The women have no qualms about recklessly running over curbs or pedestrians while driving the getaway car. They have experience changing diapers for the Biden security detail.
Yeah, we need those.
They'll always make sure that everyone's safe and no one gets hurt by standing on a slightly inclined roof. They can do that cool move where the boy Secret Service agents lift them above their heads like cheerleaders to provide even more shielding to the president.
Or maybe they should just lift their shirts and maybe they'll distract them.
Yeah, boobs will flash them. Their high heels double as sharp, stabby weapons.
God, I mean, and God. I just heard now that they said I don't know if it was the local police officers there or whoever.
Yeah.
They, at first it was said that the police officer or whoever climbed the ladder and looked over the roof or, looked up there and saw the guy. Now they're saying one cop lifted another.
Yeah.
And he was, and what happened to the van?
Well, honestly, there were so many questions, and again, we're never going to get straight answers. They knew he was there for hours beforehand. His parents had called the cops. He's missing. They spotted him in photographs. They called the. It's one after another after another. They, let's see. Law enforcement had him suspicious package at 5:30 p.m. It was not till 6:11 he started shooting.
You got to wonder how Trump has survived all these rallies all these years.
I know.
And one other thing on the name calling or the rhetoric, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I am so sick because if they would stop and think, well, I don't care about them thinking, but Hillary Clinton started this crap.
That's right. Bag of deplorables. Yeah, that's right.
And it just went on. And Donald Trump has never attacked their supporters.
Well,
he calls the Biden names, and who cares? But he never calls the Democratic supporters like us. Citizens.
This administration, this is president hate speech, ironically, who wanted to bring us together. And by the way, for the record, I am not a role model in this, and I'm going to tell you out loud, if you're driving along in a car with your kids, feel free to tell them that I'm an idiot. I am not in favor of this whole unity crap. Democrats do not deserve unity. You deserve to get punished. You're not part of me. You're not in America. You're not, frankly, we're going to get this country back on straight again, and we're not going to put up with your crap. I'm not in favor of unity. I do not forgive you. Unity means, let's all forget and we're all in this together. No, we're not in this together. Unity, my ass. I want nothing to do with you people. I don't trust you. You're dangerous to our republic.
Yeah, you don't call someone a Nazi in kidding.
Yeah, and put a target on his back, whether you use the crosshairs or not. That's not the point. They were asking for this and they got it. And I guarantee you they wished he'd been killed. I guarantee you. And by the way, was it Carmela? Oh, yeah, Carmela's side piece, the shiftless and lazy disgrace of the tramp who's in the freaking vice president's office, actually had the balls to say, she and her husband, Mr. Non-Toxic Masculinity, she and her husband heard about the shooting. We said a prayer for the former president. We said a prayer for him. My ass. You were going, crap. Because if he was dead, maybe you had a chance to win the presidency because you'd be the president. If Biden wins, she's going to be the president, first female president. Oh, God, please.
And you call Christians white supremacists.
Yeah, right.
And you dare say you're praying. I've seen God work so well this past week.
Yeah.
We all have.
I know.
I told my daughter, because she gets really, to where I have to smack her to stop it. but I told her, I said, you sit back and, like Trump has always said, let God deal with this and watch them eat themselves. And But it's hard.
Yeah, it is. It is. This is our country we're talking about. I mean, with this country in the last 4 years, nobody wanted. Why was it even possible? They were having public discussions about boys being on girls' teams and taking showers in girls' locker rooms.
Never.
And Title IX allows them to do it. I mean, my God, what are you talking about?
One thing that really, real quick, that really kind of bothers me is, Biden is off the deep end, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, he's insane, and and I'm not saying that just because I don't like the guy. He's actually losing his mind. But as much as he talks about his son, and I mean, he injects Bo into everything. Yeah. This guy, they need to do something now before this guy says, you know what, I'm going to go be with Bo and I'll take all of you with me.
Well,
I wouldn't doubt it, People who commit suicide take anybody with. I mean, the guy's got his hand on the.
Yeah, well,
Jesus.
let's hope that is nowhere near a reality, because we only want peace and happiness, and we're going to punish these people, and this unity thing is a bunch of crap. Sweetie, I'm so glad you called. Always a pleasure. 412, Kara, Pete, and Flounder. And by the way, another thing, this stinking president, all of a sudden, have you noticed this? All of a sudden, after a speech, the last thing he says before he ignores the press is, God bless our troops. Oh, please, where the hell did that come from? Somebody must have just started telling him to say that after looking at his watch with Afghanistan. Yeah, God bless our troops. They're rolling over in their grave because of you. Slimy little traitor. Freaking coward. God, 413, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. And coming up, more stuff, actual stuff. Incredible.
Time for the Bortz Report, brought to you by Southern Exteriors, the Southeast premier home exterior solution. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years. Visit southernexteriors.co.
There's a couple of things that I am not. A hunk, for one. Short, and a union person. I will go out of my way to avoid a unionized business. Now, the two most dangerous unions in America are staunchly Democrat. One of them, of course, is the teachers' unions. They are there supporting Democrats to make sure that people don't get to choose where they send their children to be educated. There's always a danger they'll send them to schools with competent teachers. The other union is the trial lawyers. They used to call themselves the American Trial Lawyers Association. Now the union calls itself the American Association for Justice. Their function, and I used to be a member, folks, I'm speaking from the inside, is to make sure that lawyers and plaintiffs who file ridiculous lawsuits don't have to pay anything if they lose. Well, like the Texas Pete lawsuit. Somebody filed a lawsuit against the Texas Pete hot sauce makers because it wasn't actually made in Texas, made in North Carolina. They lost, but the Texas Pete crowd had to pay attorneys and other costs of litigation. The people that filed the lawsuit, well, they shrugged their shoulders and walked away. Trial lawyers steadfastly support Democrats because Democrats will protect them from loser pays legislation. A law that says if you file a lawsuit against somebody and you win, good for you. You don't win, you pay their legal expenses. You know who would hate that? John Morgan, top of the list. That's why he's such a Democrat sycophant. I wonder how much for the people baseless lawsuits for Morgan & Morgan cost you in increased automobile insurance premiums every year. Loser pays. We need it. Don't vote for Democrats. Neil Bortz, XTRA 106.3.
Hey homeowners, Tug here with some exciting news. Southern Exteriors is your one-stop solution for top-notch exterior services, from roofing to siding, windows, gutters, and more. No more waiting. They can start on your project immediately. And with an in-house warranty division, Southern Exteriors stands by their work for years to come. From leaky roofs to faded siding, trust Southern Exteriors for a quick and lasting transformation. Don't wait. Transform your home today. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.com southernexteriors.co now. Southern Exteriors, quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years.
Have you heard about Sonder and their Georgia-based Medicare Advantage health plans? Sonder Health Plans is committed to revolutionizing healthcare, making it straightforward, personal, and affordable. Call them and ask if you qualify for their fantastic $400 grocery card offer and $0 premiums. They've even got their own radio show and podcast called Weekend Wellness, dedicated to keeping all Georgians healthy and happy at every age. Call 800-331-2928 or visit SonderHealthPlans.com. Sonder Health Plans is an HMO with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Sonder Health Plans depends on contract renewal.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Stones. 417. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how you doing? 404-741-1230. Here we go. A little flash around here. Dun, dun, dun. I was born. 1972, a bomb exploded under the Rolling Stones equipment van in Montreal, believed to be the work of French separatists. 1972, and angry fans started rioting and throwing bottles and rocks after it turned out 3,000 tickets for the show turned out to be fake. Not a good night for the Stones in 72. A jumping jack. 418, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Our number 404-741-1230, 1230. Our birthday list includes Queen Camilla Parker Bow Wow, 77. And I say Bow Wow because I have no respect for this woman. Queen consort, King Charles, Queen concubine of King Charles. As far as I'm concerned, she's the killer queen. She's responsible. How is it possible that this guy, this ugly freaking ear freak, who's, I was British, as a royal family now, yes, and he gets to pick out a queen of his choice, and he marries that Diana. He gets to have his own princess from. Again, they do this. They line up. They have social things for all the single virgins in England to meet Prince. Virgins. Yeah, the prince they want to meet, and he gets to pick out the beautiful ones to make his princess, and then he starts cheating on her. Like I think he probably cheated on her the night they got married. I bet Camilla was in there doing a hinga-to-hinga in the elevator. I mean, what a skank. I mean, she couldn't give up. And she was married, by the way. How come she couldn't stop cheating on her husband and he couldn't stop cheating on his brand new princess bride, who, by the way, was beautiful and sweet, as far as I know. I mean, I can't believe just a tramp, just a skank. For years, drove her, killed her. It made Princess Diana, cheat on him and have a lover, and then the paparazzi and everything else, and it killed her because of her and him, Prince Charles and that skank tramp queen. It's true. Again, I'm sorry, I'm being real negative today, but I'm not taking this
strong feelings about this.
Well, no, I honestly, I think we need to start. It's this whole thing with unity. Screw the unity. What are you talking unity? You freaking liars! What unity? They don't want unity. They're still saying he's a Nazi.
Did you see the trucks that said dictator first day?
Yeah, there you are. It's unbelievable. They don't want unity. They're trying to, when they say unity, that means to say, don't call us out for what we are. Let's pretend we all, don't blame us for what we've done, because they know that they're responsible. And so they're saying, please don't blame us.
He's not going to be a dictator, but I hope he hits the ground running. And that first day, it's the Keystone Pipeline is back. Right. The drilling is right. I'm not big on drilling in the national parks, but there's a lot of stuff he can open up.
Pipeline and exactly. Close the border right then, bang, boom. Period. No more taking applications.
First day.
Get rid of that. Get rid of that credit card app thing where they call a phone number and they get a free app to get on a plane or whatever. The $300,000 a month or whatever. Stop all that.
Quit giving the illegals $3,000 a month or something like that. How about taking the homeless veterans off the street and give them nice houses for $3,000?
Yeah, the illegal immigrants, the invaders who are getting all those hotel rooms out. And it's too bad if you got families and children, we'll maybe open up some orphanages for the kids. You don't deserve to have them. You sneaked across this country with a family to break our laws and to get a free ride and a free boat ride for American citizens, and it's wrong and it's illegal, and we can't reward you for it. Life's hard. We all believe in immigration by the book, the regular, real, legal immigration.
And I want people that we can trust put in charge of finding out where every damn dollar to Ukraine has been spent.
Yeah.
Where is it going?
Yeah. Well, we know, and this guy...
We should know that now with Speaker Johnson.
Yeah. Well, he's not, he's not a kick-ass guy. I think he's trying to hold on. I think the problem with, when they start defective on him, I mean, again, I don't envy his position because almost immediately, he was in a fight with this far-right Marjorie Taylor Greene. I mean, so he's trying to hang on and try to keep some kind of cohesion. So I don't blame him for not being a tough guy.
I understand he needs to be playing chess over checkers, but at the same time, he should be able to gather information on where a lot of that money has gone.
I think they're going to have to wait until Trump. I mean, really, I don't think he can get
that,
much
or when
done.
they have control of the Senate, so they can start having hearings.
Well, that's the biggest problem. Is the Senate's going to kill everything they try to do.
The Republicans have to get the people out to vote. If they do what they did the last election, we're not going to win the House or Senate.
Well, I think this past weekend was a big step in the right direction for that.
Again, the angel flag, and they turned his head. I mean, just everything about it is just spiritual.
There's half the country that's not seeing any of that.
I know. Again, it's actually we're ground zero again as far as I'm concerned. And again, screw this unity. There's no such thing as unity. They're faking it, and I want no part of it. And he's got to, from day one, he's got to change. He's got to eliminate all of the stuff that this administration.
And get rid of the Department of Education.
Yeah, he can do that. I think he can do that with a stroke. I don't know whether that requires a vote of Congress. I think he can. It's his cabinet. I think he can, and I don't know whether he has to have a. Well, this is a really interesting question. Who establishes the members of the cabinet and how many there are and what they do? I think it's the administration. I think he has the right to say we're not going to have a Department of Education anymore. We're going to have a something else, or not replace it in any way. I think he can do it on his own, and they answer to him, and he appoints members of the cabinet. They have to be confirmed by the Senate. But I don't know if he has the ability to pick a cabinet position. I don't know.
And this is my platform that I would run on: a $50 bounty on the head of every poisonous snake.
Poisonous snakes are not good. We like real good snakes are good. They eat the poisonous ones, the racers, the black racers.
Did you see what I posted this afternoon?
Which one?
I walked out for my bi-monthly shave of the head, and I could Porky Pig it in the front yard because nobody can see me and everything. So I go outside because it doesn't make a big mess when I cut the electric shaver. And I see about 30 yards away a hawk on the ground with its arms out, its wings outstretched, and it's hopping down the hill. And I'm going, why is this thing hopping down the hill? And then I looked and saw in front of it a snake. And every few yards, the snake would turn and strike at him, and the hawk would go, that's all you got. And he hopped all the way down to near the creek, and then he ate him.
Oh, my God. You didn't have your phone?
Oh, no. It's all. I put it on video.
Well, how come I didn't see it? I don't have that video. Oh, my God.
I posted about 2 o'clock this afternoon when I was standing outside.
I haven't checked my phone in so long because I've been, working and everything.
And do close-up on it. It's amazing.
Well, there's a Hawk 2. Oh, my God. Hawk 2, a girl finally broke her silence in the first interview, reveals her real job and more. It's unbelievable. Look at this. I'm telling you, every time you turn around, it's the Hawk 2, a girl. And she's cute. I mean, she's, oh, God. Oh, mercy. Flounder, I'm sorry, I'm screwing around. Let's play some speech stuff. I'm not watching a lot of speeches. I'm not really a speech watching kind of guy. However, I was tuning in back and forth. Also, the All-Star game, I wanted to see a little bit of that too. And we'll talk more about those ridiculous pajamas that American League was wearing. Vivek Ramaswamy, I watched, as it turned out to be, about the last 4 minutes of his speech. This is a very impressive young man. I mean, it didn't even look like he was using a teleprompter or notepads or anything. It sounds and looks like he's just, boom, he's got it because that's what he believes, and it's like never telling a lie, so you never have to worry about what your lie was. Anyway, here's a little Vivek, Flounder, if you will, sir, at the RNC last night.
To those of you watching this at home tonight, I'd like to deliver a message that the media doesn't want you to hear from the Republican Party. Our message to black Americans is this. The media has tried to convince you for decades that Republicans don't care about your communities, but we do. We want for you what we want for every American. Safe neighborhoods, clean streets, good jobs, a better life for your children, and a justice system that treats everyone equally, regardless of your skin color and regardless of your political beliefs. Our message to every legal immigrant in this country is this. You're like my parents. You deserve the opportunity to secure a better life for your children in America. But our message to illegal immigrants is also this. We will return you to your country of origin, not because you're all bad people, but because you broke the law. And the United States of America was founded on the rule of law.
Vivek, he said a comment. I hope I get this right just off the top of my head. He said something near the end. He said, as I recall, talking about what's going on in America, he said, fear is contagious, but so too is courage. And I thought, what a great line. Just to kind of keep there. Courage, act as if ye have faith and faith will be shown to you. And courage. If you act as though you have courage, act like you're courageous. You'll be courageous. Act as if you're courageous. Let's do a DeSantis, too. And by the way, I was pretty impressed. I didn't care about Nikki Haley. I saw like 30 seconds of her. As far as I'm concerned, I don't care anything about her. The only thing she's good for is hopping on some guy in the back of her SUV. But frankly, she held out too long. She was a Trump hater. She was divisive and snotty and
cabinet member.
Yeah. Well, not only that, last night when she said Donald Trump wanted me to speak, it cut to Donald Trump and he goes, "Here we go." She wanted to speak.
Yeah, well, again, obviously there's not a happy thing there, but she's valuable. She's valuable to the administration. She's valuable to the party. So obviously he's not going to try to turn her aside. However, and Ron DeSantis, I was pretty impressed. I saw a little bit of his. Here's a little bit of a Florida governor last night as well.
Now, Donald Trump stands in their way, and he stands up for America. Donald Trump has been demonized. He's been sued. He's been prosecuted, and he nearly lost his life. We cannot let him down, and we cannot let America down. It is the values of this Republican Party that reflect our nation's founding principles. We believe schools should educate, not indoctrinate. America cannot afford 4 more years of a weekend at Bernie's presidency.
Yeah, prop him up at a wheelbarrow. Oh, excuse me. Coming up, Matt Gaetz. The background story about the Matt Gaetz. Is it Gates or Getz? I keep saying Matt Gaetz, I guess they're calling him. That he has been accused of engaging in sexual misconduct, illicit drug use, improper gifts, dispersing special privileges to favors, and also having sex with underage girls and maybe paying for their way to get there, stuff like that. And so he is now confronted one of his nemesis characters, and we'll have the audio of that coming up from the video shortly. 4:30, Kevin Pete and Flounder on 106.3.
for your Georgia headlines, presented by RBM of Atlanta, your Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
Atlanta police are currently on scene in a northwest Atlanta neighborhood after finding out an Atlanta boy, 16 years old, has been shot to death after a fight over the scooter. According to the family, the entire area has been taped off with crime scene. Homicide detectives are on the scene, and the incident is still being investigated. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation is looking into an incident in Forsyth County where 2 people were killed as deputies attempted to serve a warrant. The Forsyth County Sheriff's Office was serving an arrest warrant to sex offender for violating the conditions of his probation. The GBI Medical Examiner's Office will perform an autopsy to determine the cause and manner of death and will continue to investigate. No deputies were injured.
For more on Georgia politics and the latest breaking news, follow Extra 106.3 on social media or download the Extra 106.3 app.
All right, look out now. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer, 431. We need some straight shooters around here. We're not going to get it from the FBI and the Secret Service, but if you're looking for a straight shooter to worry about things in terms of your security, how about Jeff and Mark and my buddies at Atlanta Safe House? Atlanta Safe House, home of the Kimmer safes. Yes, true. Pistol safes, gun safes, high security safes. They can build you a vault door. You feel like a banker's spinning that wheel. At Atlanta Safe House, again, there was a scandal some time ago. Another company got caught giving out the master reset code to people that didn't deserve it. Atlanta Safe House would never do that kind of stuff. They will make sure that only the customer gets any kind of master reset stuff. They're very, very careful about taking care of you. In fact, when they deliver your safe, they use only off-duty firefighters and police and military folks to deliver, to give them a little something extra as a thank you as well. They have all, check out their web, atlantasafehouse.com, and you'll see the pictures of what they can offer you. Those pistol safes are just beautiful. All the top brands, Browning, Gardall, Vault-Tec pistol and rifle safes, American Rebel. I mean, they got them all. It's not that little plastic box you see at the pharmacy with a little teeny key. That's not a safe. Take it from me. I learned the hard way. Now my kids know where to find my medical records, my dental records, my living will, credit card thing, all that stuff. You put it where you can get it in case of a fire or floods. We don't even want to think about it. But they're protecting you and your assets. AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
Summer is here, and your lawn deserves the best. Transform your yard into a summer paradise with Steel Power equipment. Whether it's cutting, trimming, or edging, Steel has the tools you need to keep your yard looking great. Steel's top-of-the-line precision trimmers and blowers make lawn care easy. Their tools are built to last and designed for performance, helping you get the job done right. And where's the best place for Steel products? At Howard Brothers. Howard Brothers has the expert advice and experience to assist you in finding your Steel product. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Steel and Howard Brothers.
When it comes to protecting your assets and ensuring peace of mind, trust the expertise of Nelson Eldercare Law. Our Absolute Protection Trust is designed to provide unparalleled asset protection. Visit NelsonEldercareLaw.com to discover how our specialized services can safeguard your family's future and assets, offering you the assurance you deserve. NelsonEldercareLaw.com.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911, online at stopmyed.com.
A musician with technical knowledge can play all the right notes, but one who cares enough to play from the heart gives music soul. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking, because when you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Start feeling unstoppable. Visit Truist.com/care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
Get ready for Real Talk on the Janelle King Show, where we tackle kitchen table topics that are banned from family gatherings, but crucial for a strong republic. Tune in every Saturday at 3 p.m. and every Sunday for an encore episode at 9 a.m. And if you can catch us live, great. But if not, no worries. New podcasts drop every Tuesday on the Podcast Park right here on XTRA 106.3 or wherever you get your podcast. Join us for insightful conversations that matter.
Yeah, baby, you want to go to the submarine races? That may have been a northern thing. I don't know. 4:35, Kimmer, Pete, and Falander. And it was on this day, 1968. The animated film Yellow Submarine premiered at the London Pavilion. The Beatles made a cameo appearance in the film, but did not supply their own voices for the characters. I didn't know that, and I never saw the movie either. Anybody, did you see the movie, either guys?
Oh, yeah. It's a fun little movie.
Was it fun? Was it a good movie? And what was it about? I mean, it was animated.
It was a fictitious thing where they were saving some people from the Blue Meanies, who were just a bunch of mean cartoon characters.
I got you. Our birthday list includes Mark Burnett. You know the name, probably. 64, the producer behind reality shows such as The Apprentice, Survivor, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Mark is married to Touched by an Angel star Roma Downey, and they produced The Bible and Son of God together. The Bible was that. Is that series was on the History Channel? That was if I remember correctly. I may be thinking of something else, but it was a series. It was really cool. I learned a lot about.
Truly, he is the Son of God.
Yeah, where's your God now, Moses? Yeah, John Wayne and Edward G. Robinson.
Messiah now.
And on this day in history, by the way, this is absolutely true. 1954. U.S. immigration agents in 1954 begin the program to round up 4 million illegal aliens from the southwestern United States, mostly coming in from Mexico. It began in California and Arizona and spread with a goal of arresting 1,000 of them every single day in Operation Wetback. It was actually called Operation Wetback in 1954. No. See,
no. He's not home right now. No.
Operation Wetback, dear God. 437, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Here's number 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Made home okay last night, not bad. It was Sammy Hagar concert. I live about 100 yards from the amphitheater, and so when there's traffic from the amphitheater, you can't get home because it's bumper to bumper, for hours beforehand. So luckily, the concert started at 7, and I just took my time, drove around. I got there a little late, and it didn't really have much of a problem. However, tonight is Styx and Foreigner with John Waite. And so I'm guessing the traffic is going to be even more brutal, so I'll be driving. I may go over across the street and look for some hot babes or something at a bar over there. Anyway, so don't worry about the Kimmer. 438. Update record just for here we go. This is going to be interesting. President Trader, child molester, today had part of an interview released, which he did yesterday with BET. And in the interview, our president with no brain said, quote, they were asking about him considering his candidacy and so forth. And he said, quote, if I had some medical condition that emerged, if doctors came to me and said, you got this problem and that problem, ... So I don't think he actually said the words, then I would resign, but he kind of said, well, if they came to me with a problem, which is like anyway. This is anyway.
Oh, they're close to a deal, obviously, with the family.
They're working it
money,
out.
Right?
Absolutely. They're trying to convince Dr. Jill, the cuckold queen, to go along with this, and Putty Tad and, will be the one to push him over the edge along with Nancy Pelosi. But anyway, he said, I didn't anticipate I love this part. He said, I said I was going to be a transitional candidate, and I thought I would be able to move on from this and pass it on to somebody else. But I didn't anticipate things getting so divided. And quite frankly, I think the only thing age brings us is a little bit of wisdom. It's divided because of you dirty, rotten scoundrel, you freaking traitor to your country. You did this. wanted to be a transitional president. My butt, your wife, the enabler, would never let that happen. Adam Schiff for Brains just came out to be the 21st House Democrat to say you got to step aside, let somebody else pass the torch over there, buddy pal. And now doctors now looked like he had Parkinson's disease, and now all of a sudden he takes BET and says, well, if the doctors come to me and say I got a problem, then. So here we go. Again, the interview done last night, and part of it released today, so here we are. Another quick update. 4:40 on your clock, by the way. The Department of Homeland Security's Inspector General is going to be investigating the Secret Service efforts to provide security for Donald Trump, which was blown so badly. There were a bunch of freaking Keystone cops. They've been lying about it from the beginning. There was no way that girl director of the Secret Service actually really thought that it was too dangerous to put snipers up on that slightly slanted roof. Jesus.
There are 100 memes going around of people literally putting videos of cows.
I saw the cows on the roof. Yeah. Animals on top of it. You can get a cow up there. He's fine. He's not sliding or anything.
They had another video in Africa of an elephant.
An elephant on the roof.
He's got a gun.
I mean, we're laughing. Honestly, we're laughing stocks again. I mean, seriously. Somebody in our country tried to kill Donald Trump, shot him in the face. What's that? I can't read that. What's that? Like one of those protractors? What is that?
A compass or protractor. You measured the slope of something, and it's Trump putting it up on top of that building.
The angle of the oh my God! Oh, there's a billion of them. And again, Homeland Security, Homeland Security's Inspector General's office is going to investigate all this. I don't believe they're not going to investigate squat. And by the way, again, you may have heard it on the 4 o'clock news. I'll just recap for you quickly. Some of the official townspeople, like the sheriff's department people in the county in Pennsylvania who were running their section of this security procedure, were saying, hey, we have the document right here. We were only supposed to supply traffic control. We were not supposed to be the guys going up on roofs. We were not supposed to be the guys, searching citizens inside the perimeter. We weren't supposed to be the guys, taking photographs of insecurity. I mean, come on. He said we were supposed to do traffic. And by the way, those two cops who went up there, one cop hoisted the other up to see what was going on up there on the roof. And he said those guys are heroes. They distracted him. If he had been able to just sit there, calmly with nobody bothering him, he probably would have got 4 shots in the eyeball. Nobody could miss from that distance. Hell, I could hit him with my 30-30 Winchester, which is 70 years old, from that distance.
Let me read you a quote, and you tell me who said this.
All right.
Violence is not the way to go. Give peace a chance.
Oh, probably Carmela.
John Hinckley.
Oh, my. I was going to say John Lennon. John Hinckley said violence.
The man who tried to kill Reagan says violence is not the way to go with this.
Yeah. And by the way, speaking of that, let's hear the Dan Bongino here, founder, if you will. Dan Bongino used to be on Fox a lot. They took him off, but he still has a podcast. He's a former Secret Service agent. He's a cop. He's a military guy and a security guy. And here's what he says about Secret Service agents being investigated and how they may not really want to open their mouths too much.
So I was just showing Tucker some material from an unimpeachable source, let's just say, on the matter. That post, according to my source, that roof was supposed to be a police post. It was supposed to be someone there. They're now making up excuses, saying the pitch of the roof. My source says to me no one knows why the post didn't show up. But so that's a nonsense story they're putting out in the media. And I was also told that the Secret Service director has been given instructions from the administration and the DHS secretary. If you want to keep your job, you'll keep your mouth shut about this. They're not putting that out there, but if you get those site post logs and those police instructions and there was a post on there and they didn't show up and no one checked, someone could have got your dad killed within millimeters.
She's talking to Don Jr. and Tucker Carlson. And now again, we just heard from the police department and the local authority said, no, we were only supposed to take care of traffic. We had nothing to do with inside the perimeter. Nothing. They were not supposed to be on that roof unless the Secret Service had a plan that said we need to get local cops checking that roof and then never told the local cops. But there had to be some kind of breakdown somewhere. And by the way, even just, I promise you, just as a bottom line, if you are the head of the Secret Service, and again, yesterday we learned that they had been warned weeks before that the Iranians were going to try to kill Trump, so they increased their security presence. What happened Saturday was an example of their increased security presence for Donald Trump. If you are in charge of the Secret Service and the president, and especially Donald Trump, as much as they hate him and all the Democrats being called for him basically being eliminated, you have to make sure everything within 1,000 yards is locked down. 1,000 yards. Again, almost anybody with any kind of training can hit a 12-inch bullseye from 400 yards. We had to do it in Paris Island. I mean, he was 160 yards, basically, 150, whatever the distance they finally figured out was. If you're within 1,000 yards, you have to take care of everything. There's no possible excuse. A slanted roof. You dirty freaking liar. They're hosing us. They're hosing us. They're lying to us. Anyway, 4:45. All right, coming up, we'll do the Matt Getz thing. I keep promising it. See, it just seems really snotty and juvenile, and and especially now. Why now after the Trump assassination attempt? And
he can't help himself.
He can't help himself. I guess. Anyway, chicks, man. It's all you got to blame it on chicks. 446, let's call it. Well, if it weren't for the girls, he wouldn't be in this trouble. If it weren't for pretty girls wanting to be with him, he wouldn't have a problem. I'm sorry. 440. I'm just messing with you. 446. Shut up.
XTRA 106.3 is the only station in Atlanta to bring you unedited news, information, and updates. With an all-star lineup of local and network voices, XTRA is committed to being the station you need during the biggest election of our lifetime.
This presidential election is unlike any other.
Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station is XTRA 106.3 FM, and listen across Georgia on the XTRA app.
Who says you have to wait until December to celebrate Christmas? Hi, I'm Jaron Solomon. Right now at Solomon Brothers Jewelers, we're celebrating Christmas in July in all of our locations in Buckhead, Alpharetta, and Sharpsburg. Stop in today and enjoy our 12 days of deals on everything in our stores. Surprise your special someone with a beautiful diamond tennis bracelet, earrings, ring, or necklace. And to make your purchase even easier, Solomon Brothers Jewelers is offering up to 60 months interest-free financing. That's 5 years to pay for that special gift, interest-free. And while you're at it, why not break out the tree, string up the lights, and pour yourself some eggnog? Make this a Christmas to remember with our 12 days of deals. Don't wait until December. Find some of the biggest savings of the year at Solomon Brothers Jewelers during our Christmas in July event. Visit us on Peachtree Road in Buckhead, Old Milton Parkway in Alpharetta, and Fisher Road in Sharpsburg, and online at SolomonBrothers.com. Solomon Brothers Jewelers, now the preferred jeweler of the Atlanta Braves.
Being in an accident really bites. You need people around you that are going to make the whole process easier to deal with. I just described David Van Sant at Van Sant Law. He used to work for the insurance companies. What an advantage. He knows who to call, what to say, and they're not going to pull the wool over his eyes. Give him a call. Van Sant Law, 855-GA-INJURY, vansantlaw.com, 855-GA-INJURY.
A violent crime is committed every 24 seconds. The U.S. Concealed Carry Association exists to provide you with firearms education, training, and access to self-defense liability insurance. So when trouble comes, you'll be ready. Over 800,000 Americans trust the USCCA, and right now, there's an exclusive, limited-time offer for radio listeners. Go to defendfamily.com to get a free family defense guide, a survival secrets training video from a retired FBI agent, and see all the benefits of membership. Go to defendfamily.com now.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on XTRA 106.3. Hey, it's Pete, and here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
In the Secret Service, when you're hiring somebody for that job, their individual qualifications are paramount. And if you hire them on the basis of their group identity, which is what Democrats love to do, Democrats hate the idea of individualism.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on XTRA 106.3 or listen anytime on the XTRA 106.3 app.
You'll get the keep trying. You'll find that note. Trust me. Keep going. Try to maybe do a B flat, F sharp, kind of lower than an octave. Oh, you almost had it there. 1967, John Coltrane, the jazz saxophonist and composer, passed away from liver cancer in New York. He was only 40. 1967, John Coltrane worked with Miles Davis, Dizzy Gillespie, and is among the most influential and acclaimed figures in the history of jazz and 20th century music. And I don't know why. The people I know who really love jazz all tend to be intelligent and a little esoteric and sort of literary, and I hate jazz.
Tone deaf.
I was going to get to that eventually. I couldn't sit unless some hot babe was all over me. Let's go listen to jazz. Okay, sweetie. Other than that, there's no possible way I could listen to people trying to find a note for 2 hours in a smoky diner or something.
Not if you even get lucky at the end of the evening.
Well, like I say, if a hot babe wants me to go with her, I'm saying absolutely, it's my favorite thing. I've always wanted. What's that?
We may have found the best meme ever from the quartering.
Okay.
First, Trump defeated Hillary in 2016. Then he ended her kill streak in 2024.
Yeah, anybody checked her phone records? But there's a link. The certain kid in Butler, Pennsylvania, whatever the hell it was. Our birthday list includes Luke Bryan. Luke Bryan's 48. At this point, you may know him for American Idol or his music, Play It Again, Drunk on You, Crash My Party. Wasn't Luke Bryan the guy who threw the chair off the top of the building and then got arrested in Nashville or something?
No, that's Morgan Wallen.
Oh, Morgan Wallen. Luke Bryan,
Same
Morgan
thing.
Wallen. Same
guy.
Probably is.
Same guy.
Yeah, just changed his name or something.
Hat, boots, guitar, will travel.
Well, the Hawk Tuah girl was there, so I thought it was the same guy. On this day in history, 1945, this was an important thing that happened, the Potsdam Conference. Truman, Churchill, and Stalin, again, the Russians were our friends in World War II. Truman, Churchill, and Stalin. Well, they were
only the second half.
Yeah, only the part of it there, but it didn't turn out too well after that. But again, for a while, they were, part of the whole thing there. Truman, Churchill, and Stalin met to divide the pie. The borders of Poland, again, this ending of World War II, borders of Poland had to be decided, occupation of Austria, reparations to repair all the damage in Europe, the war still on in the Pacific. They had to figure out all this stuff and what to do. And the major thing for the Soviets, though, they won their objective that each country currently occupied by the Soviet forces would stay under Soviet control. And that basically started the split between Europe, East and West. Because of the Potsdam Conference, they let the Soviets keep the countries they were in. And that was East Germany and West Germany.
And FDR dying and Truman having to go over there with not really knowing what was going on did not help the situation.
Yeah. But again,
Churchill lost the election, and they basically took him away from it.
Yeah. Well, wow. 4:52. Holy cow, we got a Flounders Funny coming up. First of all, okay, the Matt Gaetz thing. Matt Gaetz had to be pulled away trying to interrupt the former Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, talking with CNN. McCarthy was being interviewed, and Matt Gaetz showed up. The congressman from Florida showed up, and this was what happened there. Flounder, if you would, sir.
Sorry, I got a couple people on hold, but we'll get to them after this because they want to talk about Matt Gaetz.
Oh, excellent. All right.
What night are you speaking? Are you speaking tonight?
He's interrupting.
Hey, you're not. If you took that stage, you would get booed off of it. You would get booed off the stage.
That was Matt Gaetz trying to interrupt Kevin McCarthy being interviewed on CNN. So he knew that this was going to be a thing, and that I don't know why he wanted to bring attention upon himself for the charges that they're leveling against him. It just brings it all up again. Anyway, Flounder, we have a call.
Yeah, we got Steve on the line. He actually lives in Matt Gaetz' district.
Steve, welcome, man. What do you think?
Hey, Kimmer, hey, listen, I live in Gaetz district, and the backstory is that Kevin McCarthy raised $5 million to run ads against Matt Gaetz and the other 7 people that worked to get him off the speakership. And so they're now running those ads in our district, and they're completely funded by Kevin McCarthy.
Oh my God!
So there you go.
Wow! And again, they're still They're still investigating him for allegedly sending plane tickets to underage girls to meet him on vacations to have sex and stuff. They're all over him for his personal behavior or something, and I guess he's taking it personally.
Yeah. Hey, I'd probably get irritated too if somebody another Republican was campaigning to get me out of office.
I can't believe it. This is not unity.
Whether or not Gates did it or not.
Yeah,
know?
exactly. Anyway. Especially now. Hell, the President Trump almost got assassinated, murdered, and we're trying to get party unity in the Republicans, and he starts this? What an idiot. I like him, but I just can't believe this. Anyway, Steve, thanks. Founder, just say we have one more? Or not? Another phone call?
No, they hung up, unfortunately.
Okay, sorry about that. Well, that's fine. That's good. That's fine. By the way, 454. Flounder's Funny coming up in a second. First of all, this is now making the rounds again, and I'm thinking now because of the girl Secret Service agent that we have, clearly she wasn't able to do her job. She may need, a shot of some kind of medicinal help or something or other. And this is this commercial now just popped up again on social media from the 1970s. Maybe this lady needs a little shot of Geritol. Flounder, if you would, sir, to give her a little help, maybe.
My wife's incredible. She took care of the baby all day, cooked a great dinner, and even went to a school meeting. And look at her. She looks better than any of her friends. She takes care of herself, gets her rest, does her sit-ups, watches her diet, and to make sure she gets enough iron and vitamins, she takes Geritol every morning. Makes me take it, too.
More than twice the iron of ordinary supplements, plus 7 vitamins. Take care of yourself. Take Geritol.
My wife. I think I'll keep her.
My wife, I think I'll keep her. I remember all those commercials.
That's a good one.
God, she does her sit-ups.
Sit-ups. How many women do sit-ups? Some of them.
456 for the Kimmer Pete and Flounder. And Gavin Newsom, what an idiot. After Elon Musk says, okay, that's it. He's also moved his Tesla headquarters, and now he's moving his X headquarters and his SpaceX headquarters to Texas, leaving all that stuff, leaving California. And Gavin Newsom, the idiot governor, actually had to say, oh, you bent the knee. Along with a screenshot of him with Donald Trump, as though that Musk somehow kowtowed to Donald Trump. Well, Musk said, now, wait a minute. He said, you never got off your knees. I mean, what a great response. I mean, it had to be perfect. You idiot. But how could Gavin Newsom say anything about all these companies, the most major companies in the history of the world, the technology and exploring the world and stuff, leaving his state because you're so bad at what you do there? And he has a little snotty come, you bent the knee. What an idiot. And they want him to be the next. Honestly, God, Biden says
he's the lead guy.
If the doctors come to Biden, like it said today, he says if doctors come and say I have a medical condition, he'll stop running. And if they pick new, I hope they do.
They won't.
Oh God,
he won't take it because he's not stupid.
Carmela's got to be the head of the ticket. They're screwed. Yeah. She's not going to be president. I mean, there would only have to be more Democrats registered than Republicans, period, and every one of them would have to vote.
Newsom's running for 4 years from now.
Yeah, exactly. 457, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder here. 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Holy Crap at Sports coming up here in a few minutes. But first, Flounder's Funnies. What do you got there, sir?
There.
Oops, Daisy. Here we go. Stand by.
Where'd it go? Here.
That's right over here. Here we go.
5.
I'm happy to be here tonight.
Better late than never.
Because, excuse me, yesterday I had what was supposed to be a minor surgery that, as it turns out, I was completely untrained to perform. I am glad to be here. My name is Clint Hall. Actually, I want to make sure we get off on the right foot. So, full disclosure, Clint is a nickname. It's a family name. My real name is Clenneth, Clenneth, because my mother Clarissa and my father Kenneth thought it would be romantic for me to have to spell my name to everybody. Still better off than my brother Kenisa.
That's Clint.
Clint Hall.
Clint. Very funny. Oh, mercy. Let's see. Coming up, a bizarre event in Utah. Somebody stole from a church a piece of a fingernail belonging to Mary Magdalene. First of all, I find that very hard to believe that today, in today's world, somebody got Mary Magdalene's fingernail and saved it for 2000. Well, okay, we'll talk about it. Also, Walter Cronkite died on this day in 2009, the former socialist and well-known CBS anchorman. That's the way it is, 2009. Walter Cronkite single-handedly brought the war to Vietnam to an end, basically, when he said we can't win it. And that was the ball. LBJ said that was it. That was a ball game. He knew he had to start bringing home the troops. 4:10, almost 5 o'clock. Holy smokes, Kipper, Pete, and Flounder. How you doing on 106.3? Like that. Here we go. Stand by.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. This hour is presented by Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches.
Lawmakers want answers. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. And senators have just had a briefing on Saturday's shooting at a Trump rally in Pennsylvania. A source telling Fox News the building where the shooter fired from a rooftop was part of an outer perimeter for state and local law enforcement, and that Secret Service was on a call with local law enforcement about a possible threat when the shots were fired. Butler Township Commissioner Edward Natale says township officers were on traffic detail, but once they got word of a person on the roof, one officer lifted up another who was holding himself up with both hands when the suspect pointed his gun at the officer.
Obviously, he fell back. He actually, in the process of falling back, he ended up injuring himself. He was not retreating. If he was in a position to engage the shooter, he would have done so.
Natale also disputing reports that the officers had a ladder. The House Oversight Committee chair issuing a subpoena for the Secret Service director to appear at a Monday hearing. The Homeland Security Department's Inspector General launching at least 2 probes stemming from the shooting. Vice President Kamala Harris making her first public remarks about the assassination attempt at a campaign event in Michigan, calling it a heinous act.
And just as we must reject political violence, we must also embrace a robust discussion about what is at stake in this election.
She's calling for a vigorous but civil exchange of ideas. President Biden is about to speak to Latino supporters in Las Vegas, but he is facing renewed pressure to drop out.
Congressman Adam Schiff, running for Senate in California, and also a very close Pelosi ally, publicly calling on Biden to drop.
Fox's Jackie Heinrich at the White House. That happened in an LA Times piece today. Nearly 2/3 of Democrats say the president should drop out of the race in a new AP Nork Center poll. America is listening to Fox News.
Donald Trump Jr. here. Since January of 2021, the cost of living has increased by 17.9%. You can't get that money back, but you can stop your losses by diversifying into a gold IRA from my friends at Birch Gold Group. To learn more, get your free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word PROTECT to 989898. That's PROTECT to the number 989898 to get your free info kit from Birch Gold right now.
Message and data rates may apply.
Madame Giselle senses something big coming.
Is it a career change?
Everything looks wet.
I'm going to be a swim teacher.
There's a roof.
A swim teacher who also does roofing.
No. The roof of your RV has a leak and it's ruining the furniture.
Oh, that's okay. I'm covered by Progressive. But maybe I'm a swim teaching roofer who makes furniture.
Customize your coverage with Progressive's Roof Protection Plus and be prepared for the unexpected. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Roof Protection Plus available for RVs less than 6 years old. $250 deductible applies to any claim.
Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right a blank. Ready on your dog, target. Road guards out. First one to the rear. Stand by. It's only me. Don't be scared. 503 with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder on 106.3. Here's number 404-741-1230. 741-1230. Man, it's getting uglier and uglier with this business. I'm telling this business of unity is a bunch of crap. Although they're calling for it, obviously, at the DNC, at the RNC, the Republican Convention. And tonight is the big speech by Vice Presidential candidate J.D. Vance. And we'll also talk about how Vice President Carmela's side piece, the shiftless and lazy Vice President, actually had the balls to say that J.D. Vance was picked by Donald Trump because he wanted someone who knew he'd be a rubber stamp for his extreme agenda. Make no mistake, J.D. Vance will be loyal only to Trump and not to our country. He's a Marine. He served his country as a Marine, willing to die and kill for his country. You weren't willing to go to the freaking border, you freaking witch. You lousy, stinking traitor to your country. Vice President. This woman, somebody name me any president or vice president in the history of this nation who has been more shiftless and lazy and completely incompetent than this woman, the border czar. Oh, so you allowed the 8 million people in the last 4 years, or 12 million, 16 million, whatever it is? Yeah, some border czar. J.D. Vance, the Marine, will not be true to our country, will not be loyal to him. I mean, that's so freaking offensive. He ought to go over there and punch her in the nose. And apparently, I'm looking at the screen, they just had a nice phone call. Carmela, apparently, the side piece, apparently talked to him because now they're going to have a debate, and I guess they're running against each other. And so she probably offered to, Anyway, I mean, it's what did freaking describe? I hope he nails her. I hope he makes her cry.
Well, there's every bit a chance that he can nail her.
That wouldn't be that hard.
You could nail her.
God almighty. Even my age, for crying out loud. I'm so offended by this, honestly. He can't be true to America. The man's a Marine. And by the way, he was raised by nobody. I guess a grandmother. He had, I think his parents were drunks or some horrible story. He joined the Marines. He put himself through college. He got, he has graduated with honors from Harvard and got a Yale law degree and was head of this and that. He was a venture capitalist, best-selling author. Jeez, I mean, give me a break. Man's 39 years. Yeah, he's 39 years old. He's done all that. What have you done, Carmela?
I mean, seriously. He's the epitome of what the system was set up to be, where you were a success in your private life, and then you entered public life to serve the public for a while, and then you go back to private life. Not to enter in at 29 years old into government and never leave till you're 90 like Biden has done.
Yeah, that's right. It's hard to believe. But honestly, the thing, I can't, if you're not a military type person, I can't expound enough on how offensive that is for her, even to you, especially now that Donald Trump got shot in the face and our country's security was so bad that it happened. There's no way that should happen from 160 yards away. I mean, just the whole thing is outrageous. And for her to take this opportunity at this time, going what the country's going through right now, to say that a United States Marine will not be loyal to his country? I hate these people. I swear to God. Unity, my ass. They say, oh, well, let's have unity now. Yeah, forgive us that we started this, and don't hold us to blame for it or anything. But we want unity too. Yeah, we Democrats are just like you. We want unity and happiness for everybody. Yeah, we didn't do this. No, we didn't do anything wrong or anything. We didn't do anything bad or anything. I just want to strangle myself, a slimy little fat neck of hers,
But she probably like it.
Oh, I guarantee it. I guarantee she ties up her husband. Again, when she wants to go booty call, she gets the brothers. She get Willie Brown and Montel Williams. She get the brothers who get a little booty call. But when she wants to get married, she better pick the white guy because she knows he's not going to hurt her, and she can definitely boss him around. I guarantee you, she ties him up. Again, she made him in charge of getting rid of toxic masculinity. Remember that? He's in the second husband, or whatever they call him. He's in charge of getting rid of toxic masculinity.
I'm still here.
I got some over here myself. I left some over in the corner here. There's a little bottle of it right here. God damn, I'm so sorry. God, jeez, I can't. Oh, I'm so. I dropped it. Oh no. Oh, I'm gonna give me some babes now. Some hot babes now. I mean, these people are so freaking disgusting. I mean, seriously, and they're still doing the attacks. I don't even want to talk about them anymore. I got all these Democrat quotes. Trump is still a target. He's still a Nazi. He's a danger to America. I mean, they're not changing. Nothing's changed. And now, if you just joined us, it's 5:09. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, and President Stupidface has now said, "This is what a setup. We knew this was going to happen, and this is apparently how it's going to be." So, okay, what's the over and under on when he says what he says is wrong with him, and when he makes the decision? Here's the deal. The current president has said in an interview with BET that he taped yesterday, but released part of it today, this afternoon, and they were asking him what would take to prompt him to reconsider his candidacy to continue being president. Quote, "If I had some medical condition that emerged, if doctors came to me and said, you got this problem and that problem," he said, I said I was going to be a transitional candidate. But anyway, he said, if the doctors come to me and tell me something, that is the opening.
James Woods says it's his off-ramp.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're going to help him gently down the third step there. Just make sure he doesn't fall when they. And again, so now the over/under is, and the contest is, what's it going to be? I think there's going to be a brain tumor that came. Didn't he have a brain tumor?
Was it a stroke? I thought he had a stroke.
Yeah. I think he had a mini. I think he had aneurysm. Some kind of. He did have a brain something or other. And I'll bet it's going to be. It's back. It's back. Oh, golly, it's back. I can't serve. Oh, darn. Now the other two things. Oh my God. If they do find, I assume they're going to find something, and he will therefore no longer run on the top of the ticket. Okay, if he does, the question is, what's it going to be? I think it's going to be a brain aneurysm type thing that he's already had a record of, or it could be something new. Is it going to be old or new?
They found a piece of brain lodged in his skull.
Well, there you are. They found Mary Magdalene's thumbnail or fingernail. Anyway, and then the other question is, does he therefore resign his presidency to make her the president of the United States to run as the incumbent president, and who could vote against the president? The first female president. My God, we've got her. Let's, you know what I mean? So the question on that is, one, what will the disease be? Two, is he going to resign? Period. So she becomes that thing. And when's he going to do it? Will he wait till the convention, or he'll announce it at the convention next month? Or
before.
You think it'll be before
the convention?
Well, again,
you know what? He can do it in the middle of the Paris Olympics, and they can sneak her in and have it groomed and ready to go for the convention.
Yeah, I mean, again, but just the fact that he out loud said on BET, if the doctors come to me, then, that'll be the ball game. He just told us what's going to happen.
Trial balloon.
And again, Adam Schiff for Brains has now become the 21st sitting Democrat to say you got to get off the ticket. We're going to get creamed if you're on the ticket. And you know that Adam Schiff for Brains is only working on behest of Nancy Pelosi and Barack Hussein Puttitat. So they must have said, next in line. And then the next domino is going to be Pelosi and then Puttitat and then Dr. Jill, the cuckold queen, to get him to finally do it. But again, I mean, here we go. God, I may be right. I said for 3 years he's never going to run again. I said they're going to throw him down the stairs. He's going to fall down the stairs, or he's going to slip in the shower. Either way, there's going to be an excuse for him medically. Well, he physically will not be able to run for re-election. And then I up until today, until I read this story just now to this afternoon, is when this broke. That he says, well, if the doctors come to me, well, it's over. I mean, why would he say that unless there's something planned?
Why doesn't he just slip down the steps like he does every time he comes off the plane?
Well, that would show him as too weak. It's got to be that the doctor, he was getting his physical, and they found a little thing. I mean, he can't do it as though he slipped and fell, because that would prove what an idiot, what a goofball he is. Oh,
could
man.
Be the heartbreak of psoriasis.
He may need some acetylsalicylic acid, by golly, because of that.
Got a lot of good men in.
Oh, my God, 5:13. Oh, man, you'll hear some more speech stuff, and we got a whole bunch of things coming up here, too. But next, holy crap at sports. And, man, I can't wait to talk about the All-Star game and the pajamas they were wearing for the American League. Holy crap. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 5:13 on 106.3. Look out.
it's Rhino from the Morning Extra, getting your weekday morning started from 6 to 10 a.m.
The first discussion of the day will be the attempted assassination of a former president who is the frontrunner to be the president of the United States again. It's full of failures and full of the presence of the Lord. If a man doesn't turn his head, he's no longer alive.
The devil was in Butler, Pennsylvania, but so was God.
The Morning Extra, 6 to 10 a.m. on Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
It either is or it isn't. When it comes down to it, that's all that really matters when choosing a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz. It's either certified by Mercedes-Benz factory-trained and certified technicians, or it isn't. It's either backed by an unlimited mileage warranty for up to 7 years, or it isn't. It's absolute confidence in genuine Mercedes-Benz parts, or it isn't. Welcome to the Mercedes-Benz Dream Days sales event, now through July 31st. Come in today and take advantage of finance rates as low as 2.99% APR special financing on select models. Because in the end, it's either Mercedes-Benz certified pre-owned, or it isn't. We're proud to be Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964. Not all offers apply to all vehicles, and special financing available to qualified customers exclusively from Mercedes-Benz Financial Services through July 31st, 2024. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this and other exciting offers. Visit us at rbmofatlanta.com or call 770-390-0700 for details.
Hey, it's Tug from my friends, the Frost family of First Liberty Building and Loan. You hear about their family's company all the time here on Extra 106.3. First Liberty has helped hundreds of small businesses grow by saying yes when the big banks say no. On Wall Street, opportunities to earn big returns are everywhere. But for Main Street investors, those opportunities are hard to find. Until now. Our First Liberty notes are now open to qualified Main Street investors, paying interest rates of 8 to 13% while helping fuel the growth of small businesses right here in Georgia. With a few basic qualifications and with as little as $25,000, qualified Main Street investors just like you can earn an 8 to 13% interest rate. If this is you, they'd love to hear from you. Go to FirstLibertyGA.com and consider joining the First Liberty family today. That's FirstLibertyGA.com. FirstLibertyGA.com.
First Liberty notes are not obligations of or guaranteed by any financial institution and are not secured by any collateral. They are not FDIC insured or guaranteed by any government agency. You could lose money. Purchasers must verify their SEC accredited investor status. Securities are not being offered in any jurisdiction in which it is unlawful.
When you're leaving the house, do you plead with your garage door? Please open, please open. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors. Let us take that anxiety away with one quick call. Our highly trained technicians will get to the bottom of your garage door issues. It could be a simple repair, a malfunctioning opener, or maybe just needs a tune-up. But if it's time for your garage door to be replaced, we'll make that easy too with upfront pricing and free estimates. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 seasonsgarages.com.
Neil Borch here. Maybe you've already taken the steps to improve your health, maybe save your life. You're using a CPAP for your sleep apnea. I've been using one for well over 20 years. So right now I'm here to tell you about a source for CPAPs and CPAP supplies here in the Atlanta area. CPAPs, etc. They're in Alpharetta. They have whatever you need. Roddy and Sharon are your CPAP experts, and they'll ship nationwide. More information, CPAPs.com.
My name is Amy Risley. I have been working for Bruce Hagen for 17 years. When I first started, my boys were 4 and 6, and whenever I needed, Bruce allowed me to bring them to our office. Bruce has always treated us like family, and 17 years later, I still love coming to work for Bruce Hagen. Just recently, a friend told me they hear Bruce talking on 680 The Fan. They asked me if he was as nice as he appeared to be on air. I smiled, and without any hesitation, answered, he's even nicer in person. I'm Amy Risley. I work for Bruce Hagen. Let Bruce Hagen work for you. Hagen-law.com.
It's the Come Key.
Welcome back to the Lee Come Key request line. Ready for something with a kick that's still smooth? Talk about a hot time at dinner time.
Crisscross.
This is America's #1 spicy mayo and non-GMO verified sriracha. It's the Sriracha Slide coming at you from Lee Come Key.
Turn it out.
Sriracha Slide on over to srirachalove.com to check it out.
Sriracha real smooth.
You can host the best backyard barbecue. You find a professional on Angie to make your backyard the best around. Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app. or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
5:18. The Secret Service new coming up in a second. First 5 o'clock hour brought to you by our friends at Lee Brandt Jewelers, where luxury jewelry and watches are affordable. Stop by their store in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrandt.com. Back to the news shortly, but first, Holy Crap at Sports and Pete Davis.
Braves players brought honor to their tribe last night.
Yes, they did.
But the National League fell 6-3 in the Midsummer Classic. Max Fried pitched a scoreless inning. Ronaldo Lopez got a strikeout. Marcell Ozuna hit the ball hard, but was thrown out at first. In fact, Max Fried left the game with a 3-0 lead, was in line for the win. But Giants pitcher Brandon Webb immediately gave up the lead. But Shohei Ohtani did not disappoint.
It's this ball hard, way back to right field. Soto doesn't even move. Ohtani has homered in the All-Star game.
And they shot him. I don't know. Some guy on Fox Sports did that call. I have no. Is that Joe Davis? Who was that?
I think it was Joe Davis.
But John Smoltz was there as well. Did that. I'm glad that Shohei's back on our side on the senior circuit. That's good to see. But Jarren Duran of the Red Sox, that kid's exciting to watch. Won the game for the AL with a tie-breaking homer. Hunter Green of the Reds took the loss. Mason Miller of the A's, but not for long, got the win. Emmanuel Clase, nobody knows that this guy. He's the best reliever in baseball of Cleveland, got the save. He's damn near unhittable. He's just amazing. The 95th All-Star Game is here in Atlanta next year. That's right. And everyone with a brain or sense of fashion knows the All-Star Game uniforms suck.
Oh, my God.
Everyone except interim commish Rob Manfred, who once said, quote, I never thought that a baseball team wearing different jerseys in a game was a particularly appealing look for us.
You idiot. That's the way it always was. So you can identify your freaking team and your player. My God, man, what's the matter with you? Instead of wearing pajamas.
You don't know who's out there when they're running around?
You couldn't even read the names on the back because the color, the timber of the colors was all washed in together. With that, what was that, pink and orange or something? What the hell was that all about?
Listen to
God.
you, timber of the colors there.
Sorry.
All right there.
Yeah, the hue and the,
Well, after the latest firestorm, Robbie is having second thoughts, says there will be discussions about wearing their real unis like they did from 1934 to 2019. So hopefully next year here in Atlanta, we'll be back to the old days where it actually you could see who the hell was out there on the field.
Well, but let's hope that Stakey Big Fat Loser Abraham doesn't start calling us racist again, because then they'll take it away from us like they did before.
Well, I don't even think that woman is still around.
Well, she'll still try.
Well, she's always around.
Well, I get around. How am I going to get around her?
When she goes to class, she sits next to everybody. I'm telling you, she's a big girl.
Yeah, she lifts a ring on the bathtub. All right, let's go.
She wears high heels on the beach. She strikes oil.
Oh, hey.
Puts her belt on with a boomerang.
Keep trying to push her back in her action.
Speaking of uniforms, have you seen the U.S. Women's Track and Fields team unis? Because you need to.
Yes, a little,
Looked like a cross between a swimsuit and a Hanes underwear commercial.
Yeah, it's kind of,
Wonder Woman has more clothes on.
Little butsy thing going on.
I'm telling you. Some people were shocked when former Alabama head coach Nick Saban picked Georgia and Texas to play in the SEC championship game. But Bama players have taken it in stride. Crimson Tide offensive lineman Tyler Booker said, something he taught me was not to pay attention to external factors. And since he works at the stadium now and not the facility, he's an external factor. So I'm not going to pay him no mind. He also said, don't listen to a guy who sits in his mother's basement and tweets all day. So I'm not going to listen to a guy who plays golf all day. All right. I'll say this. They're putting on a pretty brave face over there in Tuscaloosa, despite the fact they just lost the greatest college football coach ever and hired a guy with zero ties to the SEC. He's a good coach, though. He's a very good coach, so we'll see. Texas head coach Steve Sarkisian on renewing their ancient rivalry with Arkansas. They hate Texas more than they like themselves. And he's true. I have spent a lot of time in Arkansas. That hate goes back over 100 years, even older than the old Southwest Conference. They were playing each other back in the 1800s. They hate each other.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, not kidding. The men's Olympic basketball team is 3-0 in warm-up games after destroying Serbia 105-79 in Abu Dhabi. Stephen Curry had 18 points. And for all the Hawks fans who wanted them to draft Alex Sarr with the number 1 pick, Listen to this. Wizards rookie big man Alex had a historically poor showing last night in the loss to the Trailblazers in Las Vegas in the Summer League. He scored 0 points. He was 0 of 15 shooting.
Holy moly. I could have made 1 out of 15.
Who plays inside.
Oh, Lordy. And he can't make a bucket with layups and dunks?
If it had been a regular season game, Sarr's 15 attempts without a field goal would be tied for the second worst performance in NBA history. But it's only one game.
One game.
So
Just
I'll cut him some slack.
Yeah, he had a cold,
Yeah, that's true. He's French, and he had a cold.
Anyway.
For the fourth time this year, Scotty Scheffler, the outright favorite in the major golf tournament, has a plus 500 price tag going to the 152nd Open Championship, according to ESPN Bet Odds. Despite his pathetic collapse at the U.S. Open, Rory McIlroy is second favorite at plus 800, whatever that means. And Tiger Woods says he didn't sleep a wink on the flight over to Scotland this past weekend. Stayed up watching coverage of the President Trump assassination attempt. Now, Royal Troon is in Scotland, right? Or is it in England?
Yeah.
Scotland. Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I believe that's true. Yes.
Well, meanwhile, pudding enthusiast Colin Montgomery is already making excuses why the Euroweenies will not win the upcoming Ryder Cup held here in the United States.
Oh.
The fat foodie says there's a drinking culture in America.
What the hell is that? What is
Wait a second.
Compared to Britain?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. You can't walk down the street without a pint of some black ale or something. Jesus.
Corner. I know. Did I just hear a Scotsman, a person born and raised in Scotland, complaining about imbibing too much alcohol?
Where they have scotch.
The average rate of consumption of whiskey per person is 5 gallons a day. And that's for toddlers. All right? Colin Montgomery is a living example of the average Scot as described by P.J. O'Rourke. Sour, stingy, depressing beggars who parade around in skirts. Their fumbled attempt at speaking the English language has been the source of entertainment for 5 centuries now.
Are they the ones where the girls have their legs upside down?
That's the Irish.
Oh, the Irish.
That's the Irish. But close. They've raped and pillaged each other for 1,000 years.
Yeah, his man boobs got in the way with his game, apparently.
All I got to say is there's a reason that the English have had their boots on their necks of the Irish and the Scots for 1,000 years. There's good reason.
The Americans have a drinking problem, apparently.
Yeah. I can say that. I'm all three of them.
That's funny.
Anyway, and Welsh. Bryson DeChambeau commemorated the second major victory of his career with an extravagant gold cell phone.
Oh?
That's right, a phone made of gold. DeChambeau commissioned a 24-karat gold Samsung phone produced by an Irish company named iDesign Gold, which makes bespoke phones for sports stars around the world. That's twice we've used the word bespoke.
Bespoke all of a sudden, yeah.
I like that word.
Yeah.
How much would you pay for an extravagance as a gold 24-karat?
$80.
Higher.
$207.
Higher.
$914.
Well, now you're just talking. 9,750 American dollars.
By the way,
look sharp.
If it's gold, if it's really gold, you could dent it with your fingernail. I mean, how could they make a phone out of gold? I don't really understand.
Well,
that.
You hang it up and you look at it in a glass case. You
really
don't use it.
Well, I don't know. I think he's going to use it. Does it work? I mean, is it an actual phone that has stuff in it?
Yeah, it's a phone. It's a phone. Well, it's a Samsung. I don't know if it actually works or not.
Well, no, you have to steal somebody else's technology to get it back.
It's not an Apple phone.
Not an Apple.
Real American technology.
I don't even know what the hell this
stolen,
one is.
But anyway,
no idea what I have.
That's an Apple. I think.
Is it an Apple?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, it's an Apple phone. Yeah. By the way, you can now buy tennis shoes with the American flag on them, as well as a pic of Donald Trump raising his fist and the words "fight, fight, fight" on it.
Cool.
How much would you pay for sneakers such as these?
$80.
Higher.
$97.
Higher.
$214.
Very close. $299 American dollars.
I'll be damned. Is this a Trump campaign thing, or just somebody decided to do it? Why didn't we think of that? Why didn't we think of getting cahoots with somebody who has shoes? Say, hey, we'll do this, and we'll all make money. God,
why don't we get the T-shirt?
I know. We should get. We should be doing flag T-shirts. We should be doing flag T-shirts right now. The flag Trump fist things.
We should have a cow on a sloped roof.
That's right. In fact, there's one meme that said, I think you said it to me. Hell, now I can't fight it. But it was, it was a flag, the new flag for New Hampshire or Maine, whatever it's on. And the slogan is, don't tread on me, but it's a picture of that shed. instead of the
I actually have
flag.
a flag of Maine over here in the corner, but I don't think it has a cow.
Yeah, but it was
Maybe
"Don't tread on me," and it was a picture of the barn, the building.
There's my "Don't tread on me" flag right there.
Oh, there you go. I
behind me.
can see it. Yeah.
By the way, Donald Trump owns the company making the sneakers.
Well, there you go. Makes sense.
On this day, July 17, 1991, two fans ran onto the field at Fulton County Stadium and slid into home plate. Why should we care? They were butt naked at the time.
I don't. 91? Is that what you said?
91.
I don't
Can you
remember.
say massive strawberries?
Oh, man, it had to be brutal. Ugh.
I mean, who would
sliding
sand?
Yeah, no.
The Braves beat the Cubs 12-2. 1903, Rube Waddell of the Cubbies here.
Yeah.
Let's see. No, he was of Philadelphia Athletics, arrested for assaulting a fan who had criticized his pitching. Manager Connie Mack had to go down at the Hooskow and bail him out. Imagine Bobby Cox having to bail a player out of
For going into the stands for a guy yelling at him.
And in 1941, Joe DiMaggio's 56-game hitting streak came to an end. I think it was a guy named Ken Keltner, the third baseman for the Indians, that robbed him 2 or 3 times that game. And then he went on another streak for like 17 games after that. Just amazing.
Yeah. In fact, yesterday I was going to mention that the fact that this was his last hit for the streak. We ran out of time, but it was the day before of this day in 1941. He went 3 for 4 the day before and hit in his 56th game in a row, going 3 for 4. But on this day, 1941, it was over for game 57. It was against the Indians. He had a walk and hit 2 hard grounders that resulted in an out, and then he hit into a double play, and it was over.
By the way,
after 2 months and 2 days is how long it lasted.
There is not a cow on the main flag, but what is that? Can you see what that is?
Moose, probably. Got to be a moose.
That's a moose.
Yeah.
It's a moose.
Where's Rocco?
Hey, Moose, Rocco. No, there they are right there. See? There's Moose and Rocco on the flag.
There are the 2 guys right there. I'll be damned. Help the judge find his checkbook. Cool. And there's one more history thing, too, by the way. 1954, the Brooklyn Dodgers make baseball history when they become the first team with a majority of black players. Incredible in this racist country of ours. Well, we're never going to have a black president. So again, that was an incredible accomplishment. There you go.
Never happened.
Anyway, 5:30, Pete Davis, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. And we've got Flounder's Funnies and stuff and the latest on the threats the Secret Service knew in advance and still didn't take Trump off the stage. They should never let him out of the car. Coming up, 5:30, Kimmer, Pete, Flounder.
Latest breaking news to the conservative voices you know and trust. Your best new follow on social media is XTRA 106.3. We're at XTRA 106.3 on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, and LinkedIn, and pretty much any social media you scroll through every day. And we drop exclusive giveaways, new daily content, and the latest breaking news from Georgia and across this great nation. Interact with your favorite extra personalities. Get the latest on our live events, and so much more. Follow at XTRA 106.3 across all your social media and keep up with Atlanta's only conservative voice.
It is so important to prepare in case of any emergency, and there's one place you can do that, and that's True Prep in Marietta on Cobb Parkway. But before you get into preparing, you need to know everything that goes into preparing. That's why they have all these great classes. They always have an intro to emergency preparedness class. What about a bug out bag? Make sure that you go to their class on that. And also, don't forget, they also do blood drives, everything else. It's your one-stop shop for preparedness. True Prep, Marietta, Cobb Parkway, or online, trueprep.com. That's TRUprep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow at True Prep.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds, where we believe everyone deserves a second chance. We handle bonds throughout Metro Atlanta, including from our newest offices in Cherokee County and Clayton County. In most cases, we can have you or your loved one out of jail in a matter of hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT or online at atlbail.com.
Hey, it's Tuck here with an important message as the weather heats up. Southern Exteriors is gearing up with unmatched quality and precision. For over 25 years, they've been delivering top-notch craftsmanship that you can rely on. And let me tell you, they're hotter than the campaign trail in July. Got a home exterior project that's got you feeling the heat? Don't sweat it. From roofing to siding, gutters to windows and doors. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co. That's southernexteriors.co. Get a free consultation. Southern Exteriors, your home's best ally with any project.
Tax season can be stressful, but it's also a wake-up call. It's time to think beyond April and plan for your future. At Master Plan Retirement Consultants, we're not just advisors, we're your partners in building a secure retirement. At Master Plan Retirement Consultants, we understand the challenges Georgians face. That's why we offer personalized strategies to maximize your retirement income, minimize taxes, and ensure you never outlive your assets. Join the Master Plan family and let us guide you through every financial milestone. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your appointment today. Master Plan Retirement Consultants, where your journey and destination are both important. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies. Have you heard about Sonder and their Georgia-based Medicare Advantage health plans? Sonder Health Plans is committed to revolutionizing healthcare, making it straightforward, personal, and affordable. Call them and ask if you qualify for their fantastic $400 grocery card offer and $0 premiums. They've even got their own radio show and podcast called Weekend Wellness, dedicated to keeping all Georgians healthy and happy at every age. Call 800-331-2928 or visit SonderHealthPlans.com. Sonder Health Plans is an HMO with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Sonder Health Plans depends on contract renewal.
Get ready. Diamonds Direct will forever change the way you shop for jewelry. With over 80 years experience in direct sourcing, Diamonds Direct is finally opening in Atlanta. Customers across the Southeast know Diamonds Direct for their unbeatable selection and prices, but return again and again because of their unparalleled customer experience. The experts at Diamonds Direct are your advocate in the dizzying world of diamonds, ensuring you are nothing shy of confident in your purchase. How do they do it? With the best selection, the best quality, and the best price. In fact, Diamonds Direct guarantees they won't just meet any local price, they'll beat it. So if you can dream it, Diamonds Direct can deliver it. Build your own engagement ring, tap into their custom design studio, or choose from hundreds of ready-to-wear styles. No other jeweler can maximize your budget like Diamonds Direct. Diamonds Direct, coming soon to Buckhead and ready to amaze Atlanta with the best selection, the best quality, the best price, and the best people guaranteed.
All right, I got now. James Brown. Yeah. 1965, King Records released Papa's Got a Brand New Bag.
Papa's got a brand new bag.
By James Brown, went to sell over 2 million copies, received the Grammy Award for Best Rhythm and Blues Recording. Papa's Got a Brand New Bag, considered seminal in the emergence of funk music as a distinct style. James Brown, what a career that guy had. Our birthday list includes Lucy Arnaz, 73, famous for being Lucy and Desi's daughter, basically. She's an actress. She did some things. And on this day in history, this is bizarre. And I wasn't there at the time. I have been to, have either of you guys been to Disneyland? Not Disney World, but in California, Disneyland. I'll bet Pete had. You have not been there when you were even there? And Flounder, have you ever been to Disneyland? Oh, he's on the back room. Sorry about that.
I've been to Disney World, but not Disneyland.
Not Disneyland. Well, I've been to both, and Disneyland was many years ago, long before Disney World opened, and it was a hell of an experience. It was it was Disneyland, and of course it was back when the Mickey Mouse Club and all that kind of stuff was big on TV. Well, guess what? This was the day it opened. 1955, Disneyland opened to the world, and it was a disaster. They were unprepared. The park wasn't ready for the large number of visitors. Some say it was disastrous. Counterfeit tickets had to be unexpectedly leading to huge crowds. The weather, temperatures were more than 100 degrees, which caused the freshly poured asphalt on Main Street to melt and stick to all the shoes. The rides, some of the iconic rides, including the Rocket to the Moon, Peter Pan, Dumbo the Flying Elephant, were closed and others broke down. Food and drink. Restaurants ran out of food and drinking fountains were dry. There was a gas leak in Fantasyland, caused half the park to shut down temporarily. The bathrooms were packed, overflowing. The railroads, within a week of opening, a brakeman pulled the switch connecting the Disneyland Railroad's main line with a siding too soon, causing a freight train to stop on the siding while the passenger train was stopped at the station and blocked everything. Let's see. There were plenty of water fountains on site. Many of them were not working because of a plumber's strike during the construction. Again, this is the opening of Disneyland. Walt Disney had to choose between working water fountains or working bathrooms on opening day. So he picked the bathrooms because he felt the toilets were more important. A few weeks after the opening, there was a major meeting. There was a plumbing strike. I'll never forget this, the guy says. I happened to be in the meeting, and the contractor's telling Walt, there aren't enough hours in the day to finish the restrooms and finish all the drinking. Finally says, well, hell, people, they could drink their Coke and Pepsi, but they can't pee in the streets. Finish the restrooms. The Frontier Mark Twain riverboat ride in Frontierland was filled way over capacity. On opening day, 500 people cramming onto the Mark Twain riverboat. It caused the boat to go off its track underwater and sink in the mud, but then it took 20 or 30 minutes to get it fixed and back on the rail before it came charging in. On opening day, as soon as it pulled up to the landing, all the people rushed to the side to get off the boat and tipped it in the water again. So they had to go wading through all the mud and the water to get off the Mark Twain ride on opening day at Disneyland. That's not all. The live broadcast on TV for opening day, riddled with technical difficulties. Guests were tripping over all the camera cables, all laid all over the park. Faulty miscues. Nobody knew where they were going. On-air flubs, hot mics, unexpected moments that were caught on camera, including Bob Cummings. Do you know who Bob Cummings is? Years ago, Bob Cummings, back in the days of Dobie Gillis and the black and white Gilligan's Island, all those things. Bob Cummings was a huge star. And he was caught making out with a dancer as they were going on the air on the live TV broadcast. They said, this is Art Linkletter. Said during the live broadcast, Art Linkletter was kind of hosting. He said, this is not so much a show as it is a special event. The rehearsal went about the way you'd expect the rehearsal to go if you were covering 3 volcanoes all erupting at the same time, and you didn't expect any of them. So time to time now, if I say we'll take you now by camera to the snapping crocodiles in Adventureland, and instead somebody pushes the wrong button, and we catch Irene Dunn adjusting her bustle on the Mark Twain, don't be too mad at me. That was the opening of Disneyland on this day in 1955. Holy smokes. Anyway, 5:40, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Now to some of the news of the day. Here we go. The would-be assassin was ID'd as suspicious over an hour before the shooting source. Suspicious because he has a rangefinder and a backpack. You'd think the course of the hour you wouldn't lose sight of him, but they did. The Secret Service said to Fox they were aware of the threat before Trump walked on the stage. The security event was on the phone with local and state police about the threat. Senator Marsha Blackburn took part in the briefing with the Secret Service, and FBI just said she was appalled to learn the Secret Service knew about a threat prior to President Trump walking on stage. I have no confidence in the leadership of Director Cheadle. Believe it's the best interest of our nation if she steps down. Now, here's some more. Senator John, hold on a second to get my thing here. This is just in. Senator John Barrasso, Wyoming, a Republican, tells Fox News the Secret Service's meeting today with Senate lawmakers was a 100% cover your ass briefing. He said no one's taking responsibility, despite the gunman having been identified as suspicious an hour before the shooting. 2 people, also, let's see, they're saying now, the ID is suspicious. Texas lawmakers calling for him to step down. And also, the family of the kid called the police on that Saturday because the kid went to the shooting range and then didn't come home by 1 o'clock when they said he would. So the family called the police and said, our son is missing. Now, first of all, if your son's he was going to be home at 1 o'clock and he's not there at 3 o'clock, that's not a son missing. This family knew something bad was going to happen because he had his rifle and his ammo and the Trump was in town. So they say, oh, my God, he's not back. I hope he's not doing something stupid. So they called the police. 40 minutes, 3 o'clock. The kid was spotted at the security screening area, tried to get through with a rangefinder. At 5:30, the sniper appeared to be crawling on the ground, scouring the area, circulated to law enforcement. They showed the photograph, and it was sent to law enforcement at 5:30. At 6:11, he started shooting. Law enforcement took a picture of the kid an hour before the shooting. According to mounting evidence, they knew of his presence well before he pulled the trigger. There also had a bicycle he owned was recovered nearby. A remote detonator recovered from his dead, stinking body attached to a cell phone, which was connected to the explosives by the detonator found in his car. And still, they let Donald Trump go on that stage. How is that possible? Seriously.
I mean, they don't want conspiracy theories, but everything about this, it's either they were in on it or they're so incompetent they shouldn't be in charge of it anymore.
You can't make this up. I mean, seriously, if I were the director of the Secret Service and all of a sudden, an hour, they caught him with a rangefinder looking in the eye of one of the police snipers, looked eye in eye with his rangefinder and the scope on the police sniper. So they knew he was there. He tried to get in with a rangefinder and a backpack. Then they lost him in the crowd. Then they spotted more photos of him again. We've learned more from the general public taking phone videos than we have from anybody an official. And now this meeting today apparently was a bunch of crap. In fact, let's do Dan Bongino, Flounder, if you don't mind. Dan Bongino is a former Secret Service agent, a cop and everything else, and he is talking about trying to get to the bottom of this, but he's not very hopeful, honestly, and neither am I.
So I was just showing Tucker some material from an unimpeachable source, let's just say, on the matter. That post, according to my source, that roof, was supposed to be a police post. It was supposed to be someone there. They're now making up excuses, saying the pitch or the roof. My source says to me no one knows why the post didn't show up. But so that's a nonsense story they're putting out in the media. And I was also told that the Secret Service director has been given instructions from the administration and the DHS secretary. If you want to keep your job, you'll keep your mouth shut about this. They're not putting that out there, but if you get those site post logs and those police instructions and there was a post on there and they didn't show up and no one checked, someone could have got your dad killed within millimeters.
He was talking to Don Jr. and Tucker Carlson. And again, obviously those things are true. That entire staff that was there guarding him has got to be gone. Obviously, they were gone because the next night when Trump showed up at the rally, he had like 10 guys who were 6'9" and one chick in the background. And no more little tiny fat chicks who are 5'3" and 240 or something who can't find their freaking holster.
There's a video of her at the hospital. When they took Trump to the hospital, she still can't get the gun in the holster. Hey, on a lighter note,
yes.
Did you see Governor Jim Justice of West Virginia last night?
Yeah, with the doggy?
Baby dog.
He's got a little bulldog, isn't it? A little bulldog?
That's great.
And he says, hey, come on, little baby dog. It's a baby doll or baby dog. What's he called? Baby something.
Baby dog.
Baby dog. And he says, come on now, baby dog. Everybody knows about his baby dog. So he brought him out and put him on his own chair. So baby dog's sitting there and they loved it. I mean, he's got 2 or 3 dogs at home and the family. I mean, it just sounds really cool. It sounds like it's a nice thing. It's a nice family doggy thing, so who couldn't like that? Anyway, oh my goodness. Flounder's fun. And you know what, Flounder, let's end. We'll get the timing. We'll end with a version of the national anthem last night, which was done beautifully by Cody Johnson. And we've got a Flounder's Funny coming up, and then we're going to end the show with the national anthem. And I give you permission. You don't have to pull over your car and stand by the side of the road with your heart over your hand, or hand over your heart. Either way, it'd be fine. If you want to actually rip out your heart and put it over your hand, it's fine with me too. Anyway, so you can listen and just enjoy it because it gives an example of what it should have been done like, and it was. It was beautiful. 5:46, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder.
Left-wing media is pushing counterfeit polls and bogus headlines, all while ignoring the stories that matter most. Trust the conservative voice of Atlanta for the real truth without the media spin. The Morning Extra, Glenn Beck, Clay Travis, Buck Sexton, The Kimmer Show, Jesse Kelly, and the voices you need most are all on XTRA 106.3 and the XTRA app.
It's going to be an interesting couple of months right here on XTRA 106.3.
Summer is here, and your lawn deserves the best.
Transform your yard into a summer paradise with STIHL power equipment. Whether it's cutting, trimming, or edging, STIHL has the tools you need to keep your yard looking great. STIHL's top-of-the-line precision trimmers and blowers make lawn care easy. Their tools are built to last and designed for performance, helping you get the job done right. And where's the best place for STIHL products? At Howard Brothers. Howard Brothers has the expert advice and experience to assist you in finding your STIHL product. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with STIHL and Howard Brothers.
Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watch Company, where quality and value make the difference. Locally owned and located in Sandy Springs, offering you the finest selection of unique diamonds, sapphires, rubies, and emerald jewelry, as well as other fine gemstones. Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches has been servicing Rolex watches for over 30 years, and their Rolex-trained watchmaker will service your watch in their state-of-the-art Rolex service center in their store. Lee Brandt uses only genuine Rolex parts, and their estimates are free. Drop by Lee Brandt in the Trader Joe's Shopping Center in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrandt.com.
Hey Atlanta, it's Mark from Atlanta Safe House. The Safe House crew hopes everyone is enjoying their vacation this summer. We know the criminals are watching and waiting for you to leave so they can bust in and steal your stuff. But hey, there is a solution. Come purchase a quality safe from Atlanta Safe House. And with summer rebates and specials, you can save hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a quality safe. And remember, don't let an illegal or crackhead deliver or move your safe. They could very well know your combination. So drop by the showroom or go to atlantasafehouse.com.
At Nelson Elder Care Law, we understand that family's everything. That's why we prioritize your family's future with personalized asset protection solutions. Call us today to schedule your legacy planning meeting and discover how our team can tailor our services to meet your family's unique needs, ensuring a secure and worry-free future. NelsonElderCareLaw.com.
Get ready for unfiltered conversations on The Janelle King Show, where we tackle the topics that you won't hear at your family gatherings, but they're absolutely crucial for a strong republic. Don't miss us live every Saturday at 3 p.m. and every Sunday at 9 a.m. right here on XTRA 106.3. But if you can't tune in, that's okay. You can catch new episodes every Tuesday on the Podcast Park or wherever you prefer to get your podcasts. Join us for these discussions, and I can't wait to meet you there.
I'm here. Everything's fine. Thank you. That's all good now. Billie Holiday. Kind of a sad story, in fact.
Them that's got shall have.
Yeah, 1959. Billie Holiday died in New York City at a hospital from cirrhosis of the liver, years of alcohol abuse. Billie Holiday was only 43. She was under arrest at the time for possession of heroin. Police officers stationed at the door to her room in the hospital when she died. In her final years of life, Billie Holiday had been progressively swindled out of her earnings. The singer had recorded classics such as God Bless the Child and the civil rights anthem Strange Fruit. Billie Holiday in 1959 died from cirrhosis of the liver with just 70 cents in her bank account. But I did some Googling, and she had 70 cents in the bank. But they found when she died, strapped to her leg, was $750 because she had been afraid of being in poverty. And she kept
like
it
Ty
strapped.
Cobb
Yeah.
when he was in the hospital. He had his Coca-Cola stock bonds with him.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Our birthday list includes Carey Hart. A guy is 49. I don't know him. He's a professional motocross racer. But Carey Hart is married to Pink. So somebody might know that guy. Let's see. Also, Angela Merkel, the German first female chancellor of Germany, is 70. John Fish. And on this day in history, speaking of that, was on this day in 1917, the British royal family changed their last name. Their last name used to be Savikkolberg-Gerta. German. And they changed their name to Windsor. That's how the Windsor. Yeah,
They're damn Germans.
That's right. They were Germans. And it was a Savikkolberg-Gerta. And they changed it to Windsor.
I watched a special recently where the guy went back and checked. They're not legitimate. The Edward II or III or something like that was a bastard. He shouldn't have been on the throne. His younger brother or somebody else should have been on the throne. They've proven that.
Really? Wow.
So basically, the guy tracked down the real king is living in Australia now, and he knows. He knows. Look, my great aunt was this and this. He goes, I don't want to be king. I want to live here in Australia.
I'll be damned. That's a great story. Was on that was in 1917. The British changed their name. In 1918, same day, this day, Tsar Nicholas II and the rest of the Russian royal family were executed by revolutionaries known as the Bolsheviks. The Romanovs were the last imperial family of Russia and inspired the movie Anastasia. And whether there was a missing young girl, and I don't think so. That's probably not true. I don't think so. No. Let's see, 5:52. Can repeat and flounder. And again, if you didn't see the All-Star game last night, the night before, of course, they had that drunk country girl chick who admitted she was hammered and she apologized and is going to rehab, so she says. I think it's all a bunch of crap. Anyway, and so I didn't want to miss last night's national anthem, and I'm glad I didn't. It was striking and simple and elegant and beautifully done. Acapella, just a serious thing. So we're going to end the program with that. And again, if you're driving along, you don't have to pull over your car and stand up and put your hand over your heart.
Yeah, you do.
Well, okay, you should. Otherwise, you're un-American. No, that'd be silly. Let's see. Go ahead, Flounder. How about a Flounder's Funny here, Flounder? Because we're going to end the show with that thing, and then I got a couple of things to wrap up here about the Secret Service and everything else.
Give me 1 second.
Okay, next 5:53. Again, the Secret Service is going to be called on the carpet today. They covered their ass in a meeting with some members of the Senate, but they're going to be called in next week, apparently, for an official hearing. Whether or not it's going to be public, I can't imagine it would be. They wouldn't be talking. And again, the Secret Service is going to say, we can't discuss our security procedures with the American people or you senators. You're going to spill the beans on us.
Got breaking news here. Senator Bob Menendez will resign.
Well, well, now here we go. Of course, the governor's going to be appointing a replacement, so it'll still be a Democrat. But still, of course, he has to resign. And by the way, whatever happened, he threw his wife under the bus. He started blaming his wife for all this, saying, "Oh, she's the one who got all this stuff." And as far as I know, she has not been charged, or if she has, they haven't taken her to trial yet. But again, it didn't work, and maybe
her trial's coming up. She could lose everything.
I remember that she was charged, but I don't know. Now maybe it'll be different because he's going away. But still, if she broke the law, she was in. And he blamed her. He said she was the one behind it. They came to her to set up all this stuff.
It was her.
It was the chick. Oh, Founder's Funny. Here you go. What do you got?
So I'm in Colorado, and they have deer all over the place there. And they actually put out an information booklet that tells you what to do if a deer comes out in front of you. And it says you're supposed to speed up and hit it, and it will pop it up over you, and then everything will be okay. That's what it said. So one day a deer comes out in front of me, so I sped up and I just rammed right into it and just jolted me like crazy. And I'm like, because I was walking. So I'm at the gym. Not right now. And I'm on the elliptical machine. And the woman next to me said, "Hey, can I ask you a question?" And I said, "Yeah, sure, go ahead." She said, "How do I convert my pulse rate to my heart rate?" Well, take your pulse rate and multiply it by 1. Then subtract 0. Do you need some scratch paper?
Who's that there, Flounder?
Bobby Tessel.
Ah, there you go. Very amusing. 404-741-1230. Almost out of time, but if you want to join us for another shot at something, we're always happy to speak with you, of course. Disney World's at it again. They are now removing a beloved character who's been there for 50 years. We just mentioned Disneyland and Disney World. They are taking away one of the animatronic bears of the Country Bear Jamboree at Magic Kingdom. Liver Lips McGrowl. Liver Lips McGrowl will not be making a grand return alongside the other robotic mammals when the attraction opens today after a 7-month hiatus. His name is considered derogatory and offensive with alcohol abuse and the resulting damage it does to the liver. Liver Lips McGrowl. And it also is seen as a derogatory, offensive stereotype used against black people to describe their lips.
What?
Liver Lips
Nobody's ever used that.
I'm telling you, this is what it says. Disney says somebody used that term, and by God, we're not going to put up with this anymore. We're committed to addressing and rectifying outdated and culturally insensitive elements within our attractions. Liver Lips was only credited for one song during his run on the show from 1971 to now. My woman ain't pretty, but she sure don't swear none. That was his song.
The greatest disappointment in my childhood was Disney World.
Oh, really?
What a crap hole.
Well, I mean, the things weren't, nothing interested you or too crowded or what?
Things weren't working. Space Mountain wasn't open. It was just, it was Swiss Family Robinson tree. You walked upstairs to the top and you counted the bubble gum stuck to the side. Then you walked down. The submarine didn't go underwater. It was just a complete ripoff, the whole thing.
The only time I went there once as a family thing, and the only reason it was entertaining or interesting was because they kind of opened it up for me because I was on the radio. And so we had passes to all the stuff, and we had great meals. The restaurants were wonderful.
Yeah, the restaurants
were terrific. But in terms of everything else, unless you're led around helping, you're not going to have an enjoyable time in some ways. I hold everything. God bless America. It's only me to Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. And to now, Christine's going to sing me home, baby. But first, in honor of America from last night, USA.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Start your day the right way with Tug, Rhino, and Los on the Morning Extra. Every morning from 6 to 10 a.m. on WFOM Marietta, Extra 106.3.